Hello, everyone. Hello and welcome. This is the Foxhole Fridays, and we are welcome to our special interstitial show, which is Crash Jones, Space Adventurer, and the Library of the Dead, Part 3. This is a solo campaign using the Ironsworn Starforged rules, which are done by Sean Tompkin and Josh Meehan, who are amazing. And this is the story of a fictional protagonist like Captain Midnight or Captain Zero or Flash Gordon or Buck Rogers, that is a serial in the fictional world of the Traveler universe that I am GMing, which is the Gamblers, Pirates of Dry Next campaign. I had a conversation with Laugh Love Lindy, who plays Quint, our Solomani spy, about Crash Jones, because, and I want to say hello to everybody, because, well, I'll tell you in a second. That's it. That's for another moment. The first moment is thank you for being here. And thank you for being part of the show. And I am Trooper SJP, who will be both your GM and your player today, as we play our amazing pulp cereal. And I'm very excited. So, the storm is here. Hello, Stormbender. So, first off, thank you for being here. I want to say thank you for everyone who participates and shows up and hangs out with us and is friendly and is useful. And I wanted to say thank you for supporting the show. This is a thing I like to do, and you're helping. I want to make sure I don't have any messages that I've missed, because sometimes, you could have a missed message. Let me see. I want to make sure I don't have any comments. Okay, we don't have any comments on the last episode yet. Although, did I actually make it go live? Yes. Okay, good. I didn't want to miss any comments because that would make me sad. So let me see. Thank you. How can you support the show? So this, I have been streaming RPGs on Twitch for 7 years, 6 years, something like this. And through all the times, and the way that I get to do this because you help support the show. And I think it's really important to, try to have good business practices. And I do this because I love it, but I want to make sure that the people that I work with get paid, and I want to make sure that I pay my artists and my players and all of that. And so if you want to support the show, the number one thing you can do is watch the show. Woohoo! Right? Watching it is the number one thing. And then either here or on YouTube, you can tell your friends about us so that they can come and watch the show too. Right, that's the big one. You can also give tips and bits if you do, and you leave a message, or I'll read that out at the end part. You can also join the Patreon, which is at academicfoxhole.com, and that goes to help pay for players, priority first, players and artists, then any kind of tech needs, and then if there's stuff left over, then to me. And I give after action reports over there. I'd love to do it monthly, but that just doesn't happen. But I do have an after action report that I have to send live soon. I also try to give some kind of, I don't do a lot of things behind paywalls because, it makes me feel weird, but I try to give like some kind of special thing to Patreon, some kind of prop or something every once in a while. And that there's going to be something. Tips, bits, Patreon, hanging out with us in Discord, retweeting the live tweet or the live Blue Sky one. I have a merch shop, And this is news that I wanted to tell you. There's a merch shop. The merch shop debuted last sequence, and um, so I comment successfully ignored. Stormbringer, why is your comment ignored? So here's the thing. What I need to tell you. I was up a little bit too late last night working on the merch for this season. And it's the merch for this season is Crash Jones merch. And I have got everything done except for one slash two things, and that'll be then I'll be ready with all the Crash Jones stuff. I've got to go, as you know, get samples sent to me so I can make sure that the quality is good for everything, which means if everything goes well, this will be able to go live. The merch store will go live 2 weeks maybe. So probably for the grand ending of Crash Jones, we'll be able to get our finale in, and I'm very excited about it. So the merch looks cool. I'm very excited about what is there. Neat. I just need to get one last thing in, and then we'll be done and wait for the things to come. So, oh my gosh, Stormbringer ignoring Krellin's comment. That's terrible business. I will tell you that the new Crash Jones t-shirt, the Spitfire shirt, has been designed. Like, there's going to be excitement. So look forward to it. So good. Okay, that said, that's all of our big updates. This is session 3 of Crash Jones, Space Adventurer, and the Library of the Dead. I will note that I have indeed been spending time watching a bunch of those 1950s serials of various space heroes like Captain Midnight, just, in the background. And yeah, I want all of the things, but it's okay. We will get all the things piece by piece, step by step. So all of that said, I think that's all of our one other thing. Sorry. We have a very special Patreon tier, and that Patreon tier is $200, which will pay for a cast of 4, not including me, for 1 week. And I got that because, if you're like a huge, massive corporation that wants to give me money, that's the way to do it. It's not going to happen. But I have better than big corporations. I have amazing community members. And currently, KY Hawkeye and Will and TW are in our sponsor tier. The sponsor tier is limited to 4 people total, and 2 of the 4 slots are taken. And they get a special radio ad that will play once a month, and also a special shout out and a special spot in the credits. So that is our joy. And let me see if I remember correctly. That's everything before we begin our business. So there's an official way to start, and then there's like the less official way to start. And I'm going to do the less official way first, which is I was talking to Lindy, who plays Quint Vesper, and Lindy has not watched any of the Crash Jones things yet as a player. And so she did not know that Millie Belloq has a robot arm when she took her robot arm. And I was talking to her about the ways in which the Crash Jones universe has these really weird mashed up relationships with the Gambler universe in ways that I did not even really expect. And she thought that was pretty cool. And I asked her if Quint Vesper likes Crash Jones, because I already asked all the other players if their characters liked Crash Jones. And we got the answers for all of them, and also what their favorite episode was. And I asked her, does Quint Vesper watch or read or enjoy Crash Jones, who is, after all, a Solomani hero? And she gave me an answer, which I'm not going to share with you until we get until the new season starts, and then you'll find out then. It will be a thing. That's what I'm going to say. Josh says, I learned of a previously unknown German-made 7-episode sci-fi series called Raumpatrouille, die fantastischen Abenteuer des Raumschiffs Orion. Oh yeah, Raumschiff Orion was quite popular. It was like a big deal. Uh, but does Millie have a Soleimani background? All I can tell you is that Millie is shady. That's all I can tell you. She's a shady archaeologist. We don't know technically where she's from. She could be from somewhere else. I'm just saying. We know that she's shady. But also, Raumschiff Orion, I actually, do I have it? This is the question. I know that I wanted to get it because it was like a sick, I teach a class on 1960s spies in music and media. And in the process of that, I do all my good research on uh, media, and I was doing international stuff. And in the process of that, I ended up finding out about Raumschiff Orion, the Raumpatrouille. And I don't think I have it yet, but it's on my list of things to get. Isn't Millie's arm turning green, or did I mishear that in an early episode? Millie's arm is turning green. That is true. That's true. But that's part of the kind of cool mashup, right? Millie's arm is both in some ways evocative of Val as well as of Quint. And Baron Severinus Winter is both an echo of Severance, but also the Harlock. And Dalton is both Severance and also can be Val. Tarika could also be the lost heir of the Sindalian Empire. Like basically, there are all these kind of interesting ways in which there's like mashups of people's backgrounds, and I'm really excited to find out how those things interact in interesting ways. So, all of that said, with that surprise and excitement, I'm going to put those there for the moment. I like having this one around because it's so good. This is the reference. It's so excellent. I may have fixed perhaps my... Oh, hold on. Give me 1 second. I am not in control or in a bad spot because I'm no longer in combat. So I think we're fine. Just thought I'd... Tarika isn't Crash, but see, that's the thing. Tarika could also be Crash, right? And there's a way in which these little elements of each of them also sort of fit into each of those pieces in ways that I find super interesting. And it's weird how the gamblers inspire Crash Jones and vice versa in ways that nobody really knows how that works, except I suppose we will find out. That said, it is, I think, time for us to begin. And there are, of course, moves to take care of that. I would say, before we begin, though, I feel like I need to say something first before we actually full on start. And that is, we left off at so I'm going to say this in my announcer voice, but in a different way. We left off, y'all, in a serious cliffhanger, and I don't know what to do about it. I'm going to tell you about it right now because there's mechanical things I want to talk about, but then we can talk about it. I'll say it again. But so we rolled last time to improve our relationship with Millie, to turn her from a contact to a bond. And we rolled a weak hit on that, I believe, was the outcome, which means we get to turn her into a bond if we do something for her and what she wants. There's gonna be a test, and what she wants is this for us to space this guy, Merrick Velez. Although I know the whole series will end with Wesley waking up as Crash. Well, Wesley's taken Crash's name, so that is all like this. Yeah, so I am very excited. So we have a situation where if we are able to do this thing for Millie, we will get her as a bond. And but the thing that she wants is kind of bad, She wants us to space this person we've never met before. Well, on the other hand, the person we've never met before also has a long big bomb, sort of like a potato masher sort of thing. So I don't quite know what we're going to do about this. Um, yeah, yeah. I don't quite know what we're going to do about this. If we don't do it, I suppose we will have to just wait till we become a bond with her later. Uh, but we have made a connection with Merrick Velez, so I don't know what we're going to do. This is a conundrum. Also, I will note that we did put a focus for last time, which is that the situation with the long and dangerous bomb is our focus, which means we're going to be getting a +1. We already took our +1 momentum, so we are theoretically ready. Okay, so that's where we're at, everyone, and I am not at all. Uh, we are on our way to find the Book of the Damned for Millie. We're in the middle of our exploration, our expedition to try to find the Library of the Dead. We're getting good progress. We're currently at a waypoint, which is the system of porn, and our ship is, oh, y'all, our ship is really damaged. We're really damaged. We've got this cliffhanger. Baron Severinus Winter tried to attack us, and has Dreadliege Dalton. Dreadliege Dalton, put the ship into jump space, and so we've been saved. But it's all. What we need to do is, if you can walk out of it after reaching port, it's all good. Yeah, I think what we really, really need to do is get onto that planet, which would be explore a waypoint, and recover a little bit is probably what we need to do. So that's where we're at, and I can't tell you what's going to happen from there because I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So let's check out some moves, shall we? So that you can see them. Oh, I did want to do one last thing, didn't I? I wanted to double check our stats to make sure that they were accurate, because I may have perhaps fixed this problem, and if I have, then we are good. Let's see. Our health is, let me go over to Wesley Jones. Wesley Crash Jones. Our momentum is 9, which means we should increase our momentum. So I was reading up on this sort of problem about what might be going on with the scorekeeper. It has to do with focus. So I think I might have fixed that, which would then fix it for everything all the time. And then our supply is 2. And I feel like that's where we're at. Check it out. Okay. So we have to begin our session. There are a couple of things we need to think about. If there are any clocks, we like any big sort of universe-ending sort of clocks, which we have one. We have one clock in our campaign. I don't think it's there. Where is it? It's challenges. It's whether it's about Dalton's danger is due. Dreadlige's Dalton Danvers' danger is due, because who doesn't like some alliteration? We do have this 10-point clock for his danger, and this is a campaign clock, so at the beginning of every session, we've got to find out whether or not his danger is becoming due, which I think is probably going to be something very like brainwashy, something like that, like something terrible like that. So let's begin our session. To begin a session, when you would begin a specific session or chapter of play, do all the following: identify or adjust any flag content and set a flag. I dropped a card. Hold on. These cards, you can get them. They're a special add-on for the game. This asset deck, very, very cool. And they are either dry or wet erase. And I can never remember which one they are. I can never remember which things are dry and which things are wet erase, but they are either dry or wet erase, which allows you to write on them and make notes. So, like, I don't know if you can notice this. You probably can't. Here. Oh, you can kind of see it, that there are little tick marks, so you can mark which abilities you have, and then you can erase them. Dry erase. Thank you, Josh, because I wouldn't want to use the wrong one. What is this? This is wet erase. Don't use this. Use. Okay, so here's the thing. Have any of you ever GM'd an RPG, and you use one of those, you get a map from Chessex. In my case, it's probably a hex map, but it could have been a grid map. And you draw out the map on the Chessex map with your marker when you're in the game. I did it all the time because I didn't have exciting terrain features, and you can never remember which one it was. Was it dry erase or wet erase? Or did you accidentally pick up the permanent marker? And if you pick the wrong one, you're gonna ruin the thing. You're gonna ruin that really expensive Chessex map you got. RQ Stefan knows all about the dreaded permanent marker. Yep. And the thing is, this looks just like a Sharpie. That's not the one you want to use. Yep, every game of a certain age has messed up one of those vinyl maps. This is what I'm saying, and I think the vinyl maps are wet erase. But if you leave the wet erase marker on there too long, it'll stain it forever. Anyhow, that's bad times. So, yes. Anyhow, we have to, Bude knows. Acetone, the DMs. Oh, Hawkeye, acetone. Yes. Yeah, generally wet erase with a time limit. Yep. BP Phantom says, I had a coworker write on a frosted conference room window because they thought it was a whiteboard coding. No. Yeah. This is where life is difficult. Luckily, we are using the Stargazer app, which was made specially for Starforged, which means I don't have to worry about that. I will note, just a side note, I'm really interested in iron. So Ironforged came first, which you can get for free. And acetone will remove wet erase markers. I'm going to have to get some acetone because I have some things. Ironforged came out first, and you can actually get Ironforged the rules for free over on their website. And I've never played Ironforged. I've gone straight to Starforged, and Starforged and Ironforged are very similar, but a little bit different in the rules. But apparently there's going to be a second edition of Ironsworn coming out. And I don't know if Josh Meehan is working on the art. I hope so, because I love Josh Meehan's art. There you go. So go to Lowe's, Home Depot, or your local hardware paint store. Okay. Fun fact, a dry erase marker scribbled over permanent marker takes up a lot of the permanent ink. Does it really? Wow. Okay, first off, we're learning all the important things that I really wish I would have known in like 1986, but I know it now. All right, we have to identify or adjust any flag content. I don't have any flags, but I do want you to know that as a player, I have got delicious stress. Oh, I suppose I should just tell you, right? I don't know what's going to happen with Crash Jones, Merrick, and Millie. Like, I really have no idea what's going to happen. It's a huge cliffhanger. It's a cliffhanger for me because I have no idea what we're going to do. Like, I really honestly have no idea. And it's such a huge, juicy cliffhanger so that we're going to just have to work it through together. Josh says, Sean and I are definitely talking about Ironsworn 2E after the expansion is done. Oh, details being compiled in the Ironsworn Discord. There is by the way, Ironsworn has a wonderful Discord. You should go and see it. I hang out there. It's really cool. I don't think I let them know that I was streaming today. It's fine. It's fine. The secret to my CDR is cleaning up the Sharpie. Oh, neat. No flag, no country. If you don't have a flag, how are you a country? No flag. You have no flag, no country. Also, Eddie Izzard's the best. Eddie Izzard is the best. By the way, if you don't know this, there is an expansion that they're working on right now, which is called. It's a pirate thing. It's like a sea pirate sea. Wait, hold on. I will tell you. It is called Sundered Isles, and the Sundered Isles is kind of cool fantasy piratey thing, and that is an expansion. Susie Eddie. Is Susie going by a new name? That's very cool. Expansion is Sundered Isles for nautical adventures, and I'm gonna have to do something with that because I'm very excited. So, oh, yay! Okay, I feel like that's good. So we're gonna do our review, our recap of what happened. Right, of course, we are making our expedition. We traveled from where, so your expedition is a series of waypoints where you have adventures, and when you get to the end of the adventures, you see if you make it to the space where you got there. And why do we have two Brianna Grays? I don't know what that's about. So that's porn. Brianna Gray. Oh, Brianna Gray. I have Brianna Gray twice. Why do I have that? Brianna Gray is a spy master for Drynax that we have twice and that we do not need twice. Let's just get rid of that. Good. Perfect. I wonder if these things should be farther away. Nope, I'm not going to worry about it. Anyhow, we are currently here in this location where porn is. To go there. And this was like we've arrived at the second part of our waypoint. You know what a pirate's favorite letter of the alphabet is? It's R. Right? Oh, Susie Eddie Izzard. I'm going to copy this link address. Let me see. Call her Susie Eddie Izzard. Oh, that's awesome. Let's see. So she's adding a name. So she is Susie Eddie Izzard, or maybe also just Susie Izzard, but keeping Eddie Izzard for maintaining continuity of fame. That's cool. See, she is so cool. She's super funny. You would think it would be R, but it's actually the C. I need you all to know that there's a lot of punning happening in the community, and I approve of that very much. Much like Steph Sterling. Absolutely. Bude, absolutely. I was just watching Steph Sterling's review of Baldur's Gate 3, as a matter of fact. So we traveled from the Arclight Index, the cube, to the system of porn. When we arrived, there was an attack on a person named Merrick Velez on a ship, the Wayward Tide, which Merrick has been searching for Millie Belloq. We don't know why. But Merrick, who's a scrounger, was being attacked by pirates, the dread pirate queen Margaret Blaine, and her ship, the Golden Monkey, and we jumped in to try to help this person, but then we got, unfortunately, Baron Severinus Winter caught up with us. We don't know how they found us, but they did mysteriously, and began attacking us, a big, massive battle. We were able to drive off the dread pirate Blaine, and Dalton Danvers was able to sort of put their ship into jump space, giving us some kind of leeway and freedom. And when we sort of met up with the Wayward Tide, in comes Merrick Velez, who is now a contact of ours, except that Merrick Velez then pulls out a long, big bomb, a potato masher sort of grenade, and Millie Belloq says, Crash, you've got to basically space him. You got to get rid of him. You got to eject him from the ship. And this was our big, terrible cliffhanger where Merrick pulls out a grenade and Millie wants Merrick ejected from the ship. And I don't know what we're going to do. So that's our review. I'll do an official review, in voice later. So we have to set the scene by envisioning our character's current situation and intent. I have no idea it's super nail biting. I don't know what his intent is yet. However, in addition, you can spotlight a new danger, opportunity, or insight. And by the way, when we end a session, we're going to get a +1 momentum, which we did, so that's good. So we decided last time that we're going to focus on this situation with the big long bomb, which obviously, but we should roll to begin a session because we can get one more momentum, which I just think it's fun. So let's roll to begin this session. Peril lies ahead or lurks just out of view. Well, that is certainly a true thing. We should also roll to find out if Dalton's danger is becoming due. I think I did that the wrong way. Pardon me. We have to roll, actually. We rolled a 95, which I think danger becomes due on a below 50, I think. So I think we were actually fine that time around, but I will take that one. I'm going to take that as we're going to take it. Why are we going to take it? We're going to take it because there was a huge space battle with Dalton, and I kind of feel like that's going to give Dalton some peril. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like a little bit of peril I feel like it's fine. I think we're giving ourselves an extra danger, but I think it's high stakes, high reward. So we need to think about a peril that lies ahead or lurks just out of view as being the thing that we do to give ourselves one more momentum. Let's see. And that's going to be our let's see, what would be a really good peril that lies ahead or lurks just out of view? Well, we're going to go to porn. We're very damaged. We've got to get ourselves helped. Okay. I have an idea, and it might be too much. Need the proper 70s funk music for tonight's episode. Merrick and the Long Big Bomb on porn. Accumulated port fees. That's the one. So let's do what we need to do. I think you all know what that is. I think what we need to do is find my cursor. There's my cursor. I think what we need is this. Good evening, space adventurers. Welcome to Crash Jones, space adventurer, and his newest serial, The Library of the Dead, Part 3, brought to you by GDCO Entertainment, the General Development Corporation, the corporation that cares about you here in the Trojan Reaches, but also brought to you by Starbeam Chocolate Milk. It's malted, and it's good for your bones. Do you feel weak and tired? Do you want to become big and strong, just like Crash Jones? Would you like to be able to rip open a door, just like Millie Belloq? Would you like to be able to fly through the air on vines high above the crowd, high above the ground on trees, like Dreadliege Dalton? Well, you can do such a thing only if you have strength. And how do you get strength? You get strength by drinking Starbeam Chocolate Milk. It's the best milk. As a matter of fact, why don't we ask Crash Jones what he thinks about it? Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I will say that my name is Crash Jones, Captain Crash Jones, and Starbeam Chocolate Milk is my favorite milk on the Citadel. That's right, everyone. Starbeam Chocolate Milk. It's malted and it's good for your bones. That said, welcome back to the Library of the Dead. Last week on the Library of the Dead, Crash Jones was in a terrific space battle. Crash Jones's good chum, Dreadliege Dalton, captured and a prisoner on the large Corsair ship of Baron Severinus Winter, our Zodoni villain, a psionic Zodoni villain no less, was able to make a great sacrifice and put their ship into jump space, saving Crash Jones, Millie, Belloq, Emerald, and June on their own ship, Francine, which is currently terribly, terribly damaged by the vicious, vicious battle with the terrible and awful for trade Pirate Queen Margaret Blaine. GDCO wants to let you know that piracy is a terrible, terrible thing. It puts people in danger and it's bad for the economy. But you don't have to worry about pirates if you contract through GDCO for your spacefaring needs. GDCO, keeping the spaceways safe for millennia. That said, Crash Jones was able to save a small, harried ship, the Wayward Tide, from attack by Margaret Blaine, the terrible, terrible pirate queen. In the process, of course, their ship was damaged. When we last left our hero docked with the Wayward Tide, and Merrick Velez arrived onto their ship with Emerald in tow. And then Merrick and Millie Belloq recognized each other, and Merrick pulled out a big, long bomb, also known as a potato masher. There they are in the space, very close to the planet of Porn. P-O-U-R-N-E. Porn. Very close to that place. And Millie Belloq says, "Crash! He's got a bomb! Quick, eject him!" What will Crash do? What would he do? Well, that we'll have to find out right now. Who knows? Who knows? However, before we return to Crash Jones, Millie, Merrick, Emerald, June, and Francine, we need to move out a little bit further, because in the far reaches of the galaxy, there is peril that lies ahead or lurks just out of view. What, indeed, might this peril be? Well, imagine, if you will, dear viewer, space. Space is vast, and space is mysterious, and no one knows what might be lurking within space. But if you know anything about great ancient astrophysicists, you know that space and time are connected. So, is what it is lurking just out of view or out of time? Let us focus in. There we see Crash Jones, Millie, and Merrick locked, their eyes locked upon each other. And we are going to zoom in our eyes on Millie's hand as it reaches out to say, "Crash, look out, he's got a bomb." Her cybernetic robot arm, her robo-arm, that is glowing no longer blue, but a viridian green. Yes, indeed. And if we listen very closely, we might hear the peril that lurks just out of view. Yes, listen very closely to the arm, and you might be able to hear whispers. Whispers that might say something along the lines of, "Hush, hush, 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 hush. Come, come, come to the library of the dead. Millie, Millie, come to the library of the dead. We are waiting for you." What is that mysterious voice that Millie hears in her head? Is it related to the arm? Who could it be? What is it? Is Millie a danger? Is Millie the peril that lurks around the corner waiting to destroy our crash? Or is it something else? Whatever could it be? Well, perhaps we'll find out this episode. Come in, everyone. It is Starbeam Chocolate Milk. I believe we have some tension going on. Millie has demanded that Crash eject Merrick Velez immediately. Merrick Velez has a bomb. There's Crash Jones stuck in between the two of them. What is Crash Jones going to do? I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. There's got to be a move about this. Let's see. Well, we're in an adventure. I feel like this might be an adventure move. We've got face danger, secure an advantage, gather information, compel, aid your ally, or check your gear. I think we're going to have to try to compel, because Crash Jones doesn't just kick people out. No, that's not like Crash Jones. We're going to do our compel. And this is when you try to persuade someone or make them an offer. Envision your approach. And if you charm, pacify, encourage, or barter, roll heart. If you threaten or incite, roll iron. If you lie or swindle, you roll shadow. And we are going to go and roll heart. So Crash Jones looks at these two people, one with a bomb, a big, long bomb, and the other, his good chum and ally, Millie Belloq, who weirdly is able to take over control of his ship's AI, weirdly. Don't worry about it. And sees them both locked in a moment. And Crash Jones says, "Hold on now. Wait a minute. Let's just all calm down. There's no need for this violence. Merrick Velez, that's your name, right? Put the grenade down, and there won't be any trouble. All right? Millie, if he puts the bomb down, we can talk all this out. Let's just have a discussion. I will now, at this moment, roll heart. I forgot to say, our momentum is 10 because we got that bonus. And just in case, we're going to roll heart. I do not think any of my allies are going to be able to help me right now. So let's see. Strong hit, everybody. Okay, on a strong hit, they'll do what you want or agree to your conditions, and you take 1 momentum. We're maxed out at momentum, so we can't do anything, which is fine. And so Crash Jones says, "Please, Captain Velez, put the bomb down. And Millie, put your arm down. We can talk this out. There's no need for tension or struggle. Come on now, we can be chums." Merrick Velez slowly puts the grenade, the long, dark bomb, on the floor of Francine. And... nice. And Millie Belloq puts her cybernetic arm down. And Crash says, "All right, so I'm going to come over there, Merrick. I'm going to pick up this long, big bomb. Don't try anything funny, right? We're all friends here, and we don't have to be aggressive." Emerald. Crash Jones's Viridian tiger, saber-toothed tiger from the planet of Drynax, lurks about, making sure no one does any funny business. Crash Jones moves over and picks up this strange, long, dark bomb and looks at it with wonder and says, "I know what this is. This is what we called a potato masher. This is from Terra. From my time. Merrick Velez, how did you get this? And what's going on here?" He begins to speak when Millie walks across the room and slaps him in the face. And she says, "That is for what happened on Clark Merrick touches his face and says, I suppose I deserved that. It's good to see you too, Millie. I take it you two know each other. Millie crosses her arms. Yes, we go way back. He cheated me a number of times. He's not to be trusted, Crash. He's a scrounger, a scruffy-looking, nerf-hurting scrounger. Well, says Merrick, I may be a scrounger, but I am a charming scrounger. No, you're not. Actually, you're not charming at all. Why are you being chased by the dread pirate? I don't know, says Merrick. She's been after me ever since I picked up this grenade. You said you were looking for old... Shh. I'm sorry, says Crash. Millie, what's the shush? I just, don't think we need to talk about that now, archaeological things that are not related to our mission. Aha! Says Merrick. What is your mission after all? Perhaps I can help. Merrick, if you remember, looks like a swashbuckling pirate. He's got the big hat with the feather, right? Very flashily dressed. And probably has got like a little D'Artagnan soul patch. And she says, I don't really want to talk about what our mission is with you, Merrick. I appreciate that you came to bring me this long, big bomb, but we'll just, perhaps leave it at that. Well, hold on, says Crash. I have you found this, old world artifact. I'd like to know where you did it. It could be important. And Merrick says, well, I would not mind telling you a little bit, but perhaps, on the high port at Porn. We should make our way there, and then we could all have dinner. Shall we? Well, says Crash, we do need to repair Francine anyway. Something's wrong with June, and we got beat up pretty badly in that fight, so sure. Let's fly in together to Porn, and we can have a discussion about what you know about the old world artifacts. With that, Merrick goes back onto his ship. They detach, and both ships begin to fly towards the high port at Porn. This is where we do our next move, which is going to be to explore a waypoint. It's one of the things we do on our adventures. Let's see. We need to explore a waypoint. Let's see. We have to roll wits, is what we have to do, which is not great for us. However, do we have anybody who can help us? Well, Millie's a shady archaeologist, and Merrick is a scrounger. I do not think those two specializations will give us a bonus, right? Right? Arriving on the planet, well, I actually think that as an archaeologist, he's good at searching around things, and I think he's pretty good, so I think we're gonna get a +2 to our wits. I think we'll get a bonus for both of them. I am gonna say, I'm gonna call it, however, I think that because we did not space Merrick, I think that we're not gonna be able to turn Millie into a Bond. Even though we rolled well enough to do so, we only got that if we did a thing for her. And I think that not spacing Merrick means we're not gonna be able to become a Bond with her. We're gonna have to just try again. So we're gonna take our wits, which we're not really good at. We're not the best. We're not super witsy, as you know, we're not super witsy. I wonder if I could find a place to put our stats. Perhaps. Well, we're gonna do it. We're gonna roll. We're gonna roll it, and we're gonna see if we've got momentum. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Well, that's a miss, a full-on miss in our wits. Not great. We can burn our momentum, and if we do, we will get. Yeah, we do not want to roll a full-on miss when we explore a waypoint. That is not great. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what we would call bad. Yes. Yeah, the official has a name. It's a Van Dyke. Actually, no, it's not a Van Dyke. That is not correct. Sorry, this is... I happen to know a little bit too much about facial hair. So if it's just a soul patch, there are a couple of names, but if it's just here, there are a couple of names for it, but it's not a Van Dyke. A Van Dyke is when you have a mustache connected to your goatee. A goatee is just the chin, just a chin beard. People will say that they have a goatee when they actually have a Van Dyke, and a Van Dyke is not a goatee. If you have the mustache and the goatee, it's a Van Dyke. If you have just the beard, right, that's just a goatee. But just having just this patch, there is a name for it that if you look at like a 1950s barber facial hair chart, will tell you what it's called. But it is this like little thing. I can't remember now. But he's got a little, yeah, he's got like a little soul patch. But like really weird. Yeah, it's like we call it soul patches now, but they have a different name for it that's like something weird. It's like the Imperial or whatever it is. They've got some like 1950s, 1940s name for that. You had the soul patch with a handlebar mustache. Yes, absolutely. See, that's the way you put it. So I think we're gonna... Van Dyke is not a circle beard. What? Hold on now. We're gonna have to go and get this taken care of. Hold on. Give me a second. We are now... Give me a second. Oh, the soul patch was also known as a moosh, by the way. That's so it would be a moosh, M-O-U-C-H-E. That was one of the names of them. But why are you thinking of... Hold on. Is this what I'm looking for? It's the beard trimming chart. Hold on. Where is it? It is... Oh, I have one. Does this have a good one there? This is too old. This is way too old. We're gonna have to go and bring this in later, obviously. We're gonna burn all our momentum, folks. We're gonna have to burn our momentum because I do not want this to happen. We're gonna burn that momentum, which gives us a weak hit. However, we're going to get a +1 momentum for Merrick and a +1 momentum for Millie. And when you explore a waypoint and you get a weak hit, you take +1 momentum. So we're going to be at 5 momentum. And what do we get? On a weak hit, we uncover something interesting, but it's bound up in a peril or reveals an ominous aspect of this place. Envision what you encounter and then take +1 momentum. So, Crash Jones. Oh, well, we're here. The 2 ships make their way onto the high port at Porn. This high port, however, is not run by GDCO. It's run by some sort of other independent, not aligned faction, which means that the Porn high port is not as secure as one of the GDCO high ports, and that might give trouble to our heroes. As they land and dock, people from all sorts come in. Hello, this is the Porn High Port. How may I help you? This is Crash Jones, Captain Crash Jones, on the Francine. We've been damaged by pirates, I'm afraid. We're looking for a few repairs, and if you could, we're looking for a place to have dinner. My friends and I are going to have a bit of rest and relaxation while we get better.
Of course. Just make your way in. There's a lovely, lovely restaurant called the White Rabbit, where you can have anything you want, and our technicians will go and help repair your ship while you eat. Our heroes disembark on their various ships and all move towards their destination of the White Rabbit Tavern, a place for food and company. Also, Starbeam Chocolate Milk. And while they sit to eat and speak about what is to come, a flurry of mechanics come aboard the Francine to make their repairs.
We're going to do a couple of things right now while we are on this planet. We're going to roll a couple of rolls. We are going to, by the way, our momentum should be 5, which I believe if everything is good, we should be able to. Now the question is, can I do it like this? Yes, I fixed the problem. Our momentum is 5. We're going to roll a couple of recovery rolls. We're going to try to resupply while we're here, and we're going to try to repair our ship. And that's happening over the course. Boo had a joke, said it was too blue, and nixed it. Okay, we're going to have to repair and resupply. This is, I would say, well, here's the thing. We could sojourn, right? When you spend time recovering within a community, roll heart. On a strong hit, this is a safe refuge. You and your allies may choose to do 2 recover moves. Heal, heart, and repair, resupply. Instead of rolling, assume an automatic strong hit for each. And individual moves can, okay, so I think that we are going to sojourn because we're on a high port, and I think that sojourning on a high port is fine. So we're going to roll heart, and we don't get any bonuses for this, but this is going to be about sort of trying to recover, right? Yes. Okay, let's roll it. Weak hit. Why do we keep rolling 10s on that die? Okay, on a weak hit, time is short or resources are strained, you and your allies each make 1 recover move instead of 2, with no more than 3 moves total among the group. Well, that means we only get 1, which means we're not going to be able to resupply. But we are going to repair our ship, is what we're going to do. And that's going to be, we get an automatic strong hit on this. So we're at a facility. Let's see. Let's come in and see what this looks like, because I'm going to be interested in what this means. So when you make repairs to your vehicles, modules, mechanical companions, all those things, you roll. On a hit, you gain repair points as appropriate to the situation, per the table below. Additionally, you may sacrifice resources and exchange each -1 of supply for each repair point, which we're not going to do. But we are at a facility, so we're going to be able to get, and this counts as a strong hit, so we get 5 points. And we can do, what can we do? We can clear the battered impact on a vehicle, fix a broken module, take +1 integrity on a vehicle. We are going to repair Francine. Just, that's what we're going to do. Francine, if I recall correctly, where are you, good old dear Francine? Oh, you know what? I think Francine's over here, our starship. So we're going to need to spend 4 of those points to fully heal Francine back up, which leaves us 1 left, which I actually think there's nothing we can do with that. So we're going to basically get Francine completely repaired, which is great, but we're not going to be able to resupply. And why is that? We're not going to be able to resupply because there's a pirate problem. Yes. You better trust the high port if you're letting the repair crew on while you're not present. Well, it just takes a long time, you know. We can't be there the whole time. So we've repaired Francine, but we're not going to be able to get resupply. So as we sit, the group, they sit at the White Rabbit Tavern to have a lunch, a dinner. And there's tension between Millie and Merrick, obviously. Tension that is harsh and uncomfortable. Crash tries to lighten up the mood, right? Just lighten up the mood a little bit. So, Merrick, tell me, this artifact you found, this long big bomb, is it's from my home, Terra, which is in Solomani space. It's also from my time, so millennia ago. So I need to know where you found it. If you could, I don't know. Merrick looks a little uneasy to speak in this moment, which... But Merrick leans back and says, well, I was just coming to give this information to this long big bomb to Millie. I sometimes seek her out when I find old Solomani artifacts, but I've never met a living, breathing Solomani artifact. Crash Jones, how did you make it to 1105 in this time and place? I'll tell you what. If you share some information with me, then I'll share some information with you. Millie frowned. Crash, I don't know if he should be really... I don't know. Crash watches the two. Well, hold on. Seems as if there's some sort of tension between you two. Why don't we talk it out? What happened? I'm sure we can all be chums. Find out, bury the hatchet, that sort of a thing. Come on. Let's start. Millie, what did Merrick do to hurt your feelings? Millie rolls her eyes. I don't actually think that will help, Crash. The two eye each other. I think this should be a scene challenge, is what I think. So we have a thing called a scene challenge, and it's a way for there's a challenge here between them. When we have some kind of perhaps let's see. Would this be, let's see, a scene challenge is an optional structured approach for resolving an extended non-combat scene against a threat or other characters, particularly when a time limit or looming danger adds urgency. Disarming a timed explosive, hacking a system, validating digital countermeasures, participating in a formal debate, or competing in a hover bike race. No, I don't think this would count. Could be, but I don't think so. I think this is just those two people need to work themselves out. You know what I mean? I feel like they just need to work out their issues. So, he'll look at them both. He's going to have to go and, he'll say, look, actually, I don't mind sharing things about my past. After all, there's a bit of a mystery. Although, actually, you know what? If this were a scene challenge, we might be able to get something cool out of it, right? Mm, ooh. I feel like maybe it's not dangerous enough for a scene challenge. But it is a maneuvering around, right? There's a goal here, which is that there's information that's being hidden from both sides. Yeah, they could be. I say if you want it to be, then it is. Okay, let's do a scene challenge. Let's do it. Let's do that because I feel like there's a lot of opportunity here for things to happen. Um, let's begin a scene, and let's see what we have. So when you face an extended or complex challenge, which I think this is because we've got this triangulation going on, name your objective and choose a rank as appropriate to the situation. So I feel like we're either you have a clear advantage, it's troublesome, you're ready to act, it's dangerous, or you're unprepared or outmatched, it's formidable. I don't think it's formidable. And there can be emotional, moral dangers, and I think that's actually oh, it could be a gather info. It could be a gather info. Let's see. Let's see how we feel about that. I think there's something complex. Let's see, gather info. When you search for clues, conduct investigation, analyze evidence, or do research, roll wits. See, I actually think this is. I think this isn't. I think this is going to be a scene challenge because we have got. I often go to porn to gather info. Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I think this is pretty heavy, and I think there's a lot of secrets that are going on that Crash doesn't know about, and I think there's a lot of opportunities for something actually kind of big that he also doesn't know about, and I think that this sort of tension between those two could go one way or the other. So I think that it's dangerous rather than troublesome because I think that Crash is ready to act, but I think that he doesn't know all of the information. He doesn't know all the history behind them to be able to manage the situation. So we're going to pick. This is going to be a dangerous challenge is what this is what this is going to be. And let's go over to our challenges. And we're going to need a progress track. And this is going to be I need a really good name. Oh, Crash knows that loose lips sink chips. It's going to be. I think the challenge here is going to be. I know this is going to be a weird one, right? But it's going to be. I think that the challenge here is to reconcile Millie and Merrick so that the team can move forward. Forward with shared knowledge and trust. I think that is the actual thing that is at stake here, right? I think that this, that people will reconcile Millie and Merrick so that basically they can start sharing information and we can move forward. Crew cohesion is an important job for a captain. Yes, I think if we don't have that, we're going to be in trouble. If we can't have trust, then there can be betrayal. So I think we're in dangerous. And then we have to activate a 4-segment tension clock. Okay, so we're going to have to activate this clock, and it's going to be our, it's a new clock. And this new clock is, I just need to, I think we have to actually make a clock down here. Hold on, let me make one. And this clock is going to be called, it's a 4, and it's called, Old Wounds Erupt. right? SNL taught us that singing can be funny, though. Yes. Does Millie abandon us, the rest of the ship, if we fail? Well, we're going to find out. So we're going to call this Old Wounds Erupt, is going to be what this clock is called. And there's no roll on this one. All right. We've got our 4-segment clock. And our 4-segment clock is going to be Old Wounds Erupt. And this is it. This is our situation. So, for a scene challenge, you have basically 2 moves. You either face danger or you secure an advantage. Those are your 2 moves. And you can see here, and then there's the last move, which is finish the scene. So face danger, when you attempt something risky or react to an imminent threat within a scene challenge, envision your action. So that's when you're doing something risky or reacting to a threat. And then secure an advantage is going to be when you assess the situation, make preparations, attempt to gain leverage within a scene challenge. Okay, so the 3 of them sit at this White Rabbit restaurant. Crash sees all of the sort of tension between them and notes that this sort of thing could go really badly. As Crash thinks to himself, Millie wanted me to space this fellow Merrick, and that's not very like Millie. She's a person with great heart and compassion. If she wants him dead, well, either something's wrong with Millie or something is wrong with Merrick, or there might be a misunderstanding. But their tension right now is so high, there's no way I'm going to get them talking to each other. I've got to somehow bring the tension down. Hey, Millie, Merrick, before we have this conversation, it was wrong of me to try to start this too quickly. I say, before we start, we just had a huge attack by pirates, and who knows what's happening with Dalton Danvers. I'm worried about them, and I'm sure you all are too. What say we have a good dinner and some Starbeam Chocolate Milk? Starbeam Chocolate Milk, well, it always makes me feel better. So, hey, pardon me, if you don't mind, could we get one of your best dinners and, well, 3 rounds of Starbeam Chocolate Milk? This is going to be a secure the advantage using sociability. So I'm going to be using heart on this one. Yeah, so understanding is a 3-edged blade, your side, their side, and the truth. So I think we're going to need to make a heart roll. And I do think we don't have any ads. Oh, well. Hello, Rebecca and Amy for Brides. We are doing well. I think that I would like to make a proposal. And my proposal is that we get a +1 bonus on this roll because it involves Starbeam Chocolate Milk. Yes, Stormbender understands. Stormbender understands that because we're using Starbeam Chocolate Milk, I think we should get a bonus +1 to this roll. And I understand that some people might think that's unorthodox, but it is a product placement bonus. And I do believe we should get a product placement bonus for Starbeam Chocolate Milk. That's just a +1. But let's roll our heart and see how this goes. A weak hit. Okay, a weak hit. On a hit, we're successful. On a strong hit, we could take 2 things. On a weak hit, we get to choose 1. So you either get 2 momentum or a +1 on our next move. Product placement always takes precedence. Hey, you know what? I have just envisioned, we're not there yet, but I think that we could create a new asset. You know, like we have these asset cards. I think we can create a new asset, and that new asset should be Starbeam Chocolate Milk. That's what I think. I think we should get a Starbeam Chocolate Milk asset that will give us, yes, I'm going to let you know now, I'm going to create one, and when we get enough XP, we're going to get Starbeam Chocolate Milk as an asset. I just want you to know it. This is happening. It's happening. It's happening. So yes, yeah, it's going to be an asset that will help us with heart and wits. Anyway, we're gonna work it out. We'll work it out. But that said, we get to choose either +2 momentum or +1 on our next move. And I think we're going to have to pick +2 momentum. Let's up our momentum to a 7 because we might need it for later. So the dinner comes, and it is it is like a delicious meal of only the finest. There'll be steaks from let's see. Steaks from number 1, that planet. Some delicious sort of grain-fed steaks with some delicious vegetables. Some, I would say Aslan vegetables, but this is Crash Jones, so they would never have delicious vegetables, not at all, from Aslan Space. Some, like, imperial asparagus, and also, good night, Bude, and some, like, corn from Terra. And, of course, 3 large steaming mugs of Starbeam Chocolate Milk. It's malted, and it's good for your bones. And they all eat. It's a little sort of tense, but the 3 eat as Crash Jones. Yes, number 1 has a whole planet. It's true, Artie. As Crash Jones goes, this is a fine meal. I've not had something this good in a while. So, tell me, Merrick, what planet are you from? And Merrick smiles and goes, well, I am from here or there. I travel the spaceways. I actually was not born on a planet. I was born on a ship. The life of a roaming scavenger is my life. I like to see what I can see. I have an eye for danger and an eye for beautiful things. There's a bit of a harumph from Millie. No, Artie Snack, it's not hot chocolate. It's better than hot chocolate. It's Starbeam Chocolate Milk. It's malted. And it's good for your bones. So it's special. Regular hot chocolate is just normal hot chocolate. This hot chocolate is fortified with extra protein and vitamins. It's malted, and it's good for your bones. And he goes, so, I imagine you two have known each other for some time. This is a bit awkward. I suppose I could start with myself. I've been, I found myself here from another time and place, and I'm sort of stuck. I don't mind being stuck. It's just that all my friends and family they're gone. Thousands and thousands of years ago. But I'm here in the Trojan Reaches, and I want to make this world a better place. The whole galaxy, really. And Millie has been helping me do that. When I first woke up from suspended animation, I didn't know anything or anyone, and she's been a great chum. I find her quite trustworthy, and maybe she sometimes seems a little shady, but she, in the end, she always comes through for her pals. And so, what about you? Tell me, Merrick, what do you do? Merrick smiles. Well, I find things. I acquire things. If there are things that need to be found, I find them. Small bits and parts. I can tell you this station of porn is going to be very hard for you to find supplies on. They've been hit by pirates over and over again. It's been terrible. I have to say, if only GDCO were running this high port, we would have better security and we would not be in danger for pirates. GDCO, they know how to keep a place safe. That said, I can take care of myself in a fight. But, let me ask you, Crash Jones, what are you looking for? Millie pipes up, Crash, you don't need to tell him what we're looking for. He doesn't need to know that. Crash says, I feel like a little bit of extending trust can go a long way. I'm going to secure an advantage. No, I'm going to face danger. Facing danger is one of the moves. And facing danger is when you attempt something risky or react to an imminent threat. So, what Crash is going to do is to share some secrets. And he's going to face danger with sociability, with heart. Right? He's doing this with heart. He's coming from the heart. And he's going to admit some things that are secret. And hopefully this will help, right? Break the ice. And he'll say, well, if you have to know, I mean, there are quite a few things that I'm looking for. Of course, I'm trying to find out whatever happened to my time, which is why I was so interested in that potato masher. But, I mean, I have bigger and smaller things. One, I'm Ironsworn. Right now I'm using my goggles, and Merrick laughs. Goggles for Ironsworn. All of the best, real, true, heroic Ironsworn, they use swords. Yes, I know. I know. But I don't have a sword, and I wanted a sword that really spoke to my heart as a Solomani. I wanted to find, I wanted to make a sword, forge it myself, out of cold iron that comes from Terra. I figured if I can make a sword that was connected to Terra, that would sort of make me a sort of a special sort of Ironsworn knight. I'd be a captain and a knight that, well, reflects who I am. But there's something else. I don't just want the sword just to be an Ironsworn knight for no reason. It's something larger. You see, I want to find... Millie goes, Crash, no. It's all right. I want to find the lost Sindalian heir. There's a prophecy of someone who is noble, someone who could bring all of the Trojan Reaches together. And I thought, if I could find this lost Sindalian heir, well, we could maybe unify all the Trojan Reaches. And there's something more important here. Well, I might know something a little bit more about that heir than most people do. I'm gonna roll it now. Roll my heart, see what happens. I'm not giving myself any bonuses. I just give myself that, because we don't have our Starbeam Chocolate Milk yet. We have a weak hit. A 10. Okay, on a weak hit, when we face danger, I'm successful and I mark progress, but also encounter a complication or a setback. Envision what occurs and fill a clock segment. Okay, so this is a dangerous... this is a dangerous mission, which means we're going to be able to fill 2 boxes on this. Let me show you what we've got. Here's our... So we're going to mark 2 full boxes for progress, but we also, unfortunately, have to click one of our progress clocks. This is no good, everybody. It's no good, but that's what we're doing. Okay. And he says, I don't know if I can uncheck it, Volpez. Yeah, I should, yeah. So I go, he goes, huh. Merrick says, you're looking for the lost Sindalian heir. Well, that's interesting. I might know a thing or two. Well, isn't that just, after all, an old wives' tale? There's no such thing as a lost Sindalian heir. Right? I mean, everyone knows that. Well, I don't think that's true. I think that, I have to say. While Crash Jones is speaking, you can see Millie Belloq becoming more and more agitated. The circuitry on her arm begins to glow, and her jaw clenches.
she's finding this whole conversation quite uncomfortable. Why might that be? Does she worry about Crash letting go his secrets or hers?
That's representing the tension. Well, some people think it's an old wives' tale. There's no such thing as the, a Sindalian heir, but, well, I feel like I should tell you this. Well, I actually know. I know that the lost Sindalian heir is real. Because I had a... You see, I am from another time and space. And that means I know things that are old and not useful anymore. But I also made my way here, in my own way. Strange way. And, you see, I had a vision in my mind of the... Well, there's a, have you ever seen the painting of the Lost Sindalian Heir by that amazing painter? It's a couple hundred years old. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Merrick goes, yes. I have. I know the painting very well. It's a marvel in sort of realism, sort of impressionistic realism. The Lost Sindalian Heir standing on a sort of mountaintop overlooking fog, I think, is the story. Yes, I know the painting. Fanciful stuff. I'm pretty sure it's, yes, but I actually know people who are quite familiar with that painting. But why do you mention that? Well, and this is going to be facing danger, everybody. The thing is, I saw that painting in my travels at a gallery, and the reason why I know the Lost Sindalian Heir is not just some myth, well, it's because I've seen her before. I know who she is, and I know her name. Crash, you didn't need to say that. Well, you say you know her name. Yes, I do. You see, I'm gonna roll hard because I'm facing danger now. I'm putting stuff out there. Let's roll it. Strong hit with a match, everyone. A strong hit with a match. Strong hit with a match. Crash says, you see, what I wanted to say is, that painting is the spitting image of someone from my time. A person who was a great hero. Somebody who you could, people all around my planet of Terra looked up to this person. This person was, pretty amazing. And the thing is about this person also disappeared, like me, in a plane, but years before I did. And I think that this person, they're the same person, you see? I'd tell you their name, but you probably wouldn't even recognize them. You probably wouldn't even know. But she is definitely this heir, and she has got heart. I mean, I probably have said too much. A strong hit with a match, I feel like we've got to figure out what that means for us. So on a strong hit, we're successful and we mark progress, which we're gonna have to do people in chat, people in chat, people in chat, people in chat. Oh, and we mark progress twice, right? We mark progress twice. So great. Because that's a mark, strong hit with a match. We get to mark it twice. Oh, so exciting. Okay. Ho, ho, ho. And so then I will say, well, I feel like we can't have any progress without trust. So, and where I'm from, her name was Amelia. Amelia Earhart. And the prophecy of the lost Sindalian heir, that she's an heir, that she is a heart that will bring everyone together in the Trojan reaches. And that painting, it's her. It's Amelia Earhart. That name probably doesn't mean anything to you, but it means something to me. And you see, she too disappeared while flying her plane, just like I did. I suspect that there's something about portals. And you see, recently, when I was on the planet of Drynax, there was an old aircraft carrier from my time that ended up at sort of like a vault, sort of came here out of space and time. I suspect that maybe I didn't actually sleep for thousands of years. Maybe there are these portals. I think that maybe the portal didn't just take me across space and then I slept. I think maybe it took me across space and time. And if that's true, that means that, well, we might be able to go back. I might be able to go back home to my space and time. But even if I can't, I think I might be one of the only ones who could recognize the heir, since I've seen photographs. I know what she looks like. And if I can find her, well, I think we could make a difference. We can make this place better. But in order to do that, first I've got to prove myself worthy to be an Ironsworn knight. And that means finding some Terran cold iron so I can make this sword. But to do this, to unite all of the Trojan reaches, not only do I have to find this lost heir, but I have to find allies, people who care, people who will do the right thing, people who can look into their face in danger and who will not shirk. Ooh, that danger. Excuse me. I just spilled soda right here in this moment. We are going to, right here, I have to take a break. So, right there in this moment, he says, look, I know that you and Millie have gotten trouble with each other, but I know that you can do this together. And if you can't trust her, you can certainly trust me. I'm Crash Jones. And before we finish that, we're going to take our intermission. And during intermission, I'm going to clean up the soda that I just spilled on my paperwork. And when we come back, we will find out whether or not Crash is able to convince Merrick and also Millie to come together. We'll be right back, everyone. I'm going to clean up soda. Be right back. Hello, everyone. We are back from break. I hope you had a lovely, lovely break. I, cleaned up a spill. I'm going to say something. One, I had very fast reflexes, and I picked it up before too much spilled. But also, it spilled on my cards, my lovely Ironsworn Starforged cards, which, as it turns out, they're laminated in such a way that you can use dry erase markers on them. Dry erase markers, which meant that I was able to get all of that soda off of it, and they are no worse for wear. And that's basically because of Starbeam Chocolate Milk. And also the high production. Look, this game, right? Ironsworn, Starforged, it's an indie game. And made by somebody, and I think Modifius, I think, is distributing. I think they got a distribution deal, which is pretty cool. Good on Modifius. But like the quality is super high, as you can tell, because my soda did not die. Also, for the record, we are now going to have a new rule. I do not get to put my beverages here. I only get to put them here in my little beverage holder. So just if you see me ever putting them here, tell me no. So when last week When last, speaking of which, I have an idea, but that's for later. When last we left our hero, in the future, cards will be laminated. Maybe we need a no tripper emote. When last we left our hero, Crash Jones, and his ally, Millie Belloq, they were having dinner with the flamboyant and flashy. What's that sound? Oh. Well, that's you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just do this. See if that will fix that, because I want to have my music. Let me just see if that will fix our problem. It was I hope it will. I don't think so. Wait. Let's see. How you doing? Strange. That just showed up. Well, we'll just note it. We'll note it for the future. I'm gonna take that. Did the soda infiltrate farther than you think? I don't think it should have. And I don't think it hit any of my connectors. So here's my space pistol. No. What's that about? Yeah, that's weird. Well, we'll just have to figure out what that's all about. Hair dryer to our rescue. Yes. I wanted to just look at one thing before we did. This is coming in where? Hey, Farago. We're gonna look and just see what we got. You're coming in at 5.6. Fascinating. I don't think it is my mic, because I don't think it's my mic being weird right now. In this moment, are you hearing strangeness on my mic? Oh, you are? Interesting. Okay. My mic is sounding strange at this moment. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let me check out this here. Thank you. We will fix this. Let me go to... one second. Give me 1 second. Okay, how do I hit? How do I sound? Do I sound weird? Here's my question. Actually, I can probably. All right then, perfect. I was like, you know what? Let me just restart my interface, and then we'll find out if everything's all right. It was my pistol. Good. So, as a test, we're good then. Now we're good. We're good. So, if I remember correctly, when last we left our heroes, they were having a pleasant dinner. But was it pleasant? Crash Jones was spilling secrets, including that perhaps he alone, out of everyone here in the Trojan Reaches, would be able to identify the lost Sandalian heir, and that the lost Sandalian heir is none other than a Solomani hero from the past who also went missing in an aeroplane named Amelia Earhart. That she would be the missing heir, the heart of the Trojan races. Well, this puts the whole prophecy in a whole new light. But after giving such information, including what Crash Jones wants, is Merrick the person to give that information to? Well, we shall find out as we return to Crash Jones and the Library of the Dead, Part 3. So, you know what I really want? I want like a dinner party. Hold on. I do have something for this, but I need to pull up roll 20 if you will give me 1 second, because that is just not the right music for this. Give me let's see. I'm gonna need, just give me 1 second. How about well, good enough for government work. I can do this from there. It'll be fine. Please, music, give me what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, I know it's not here where it needs to be, but I need some swanky dinner party music, and I think I can get it for you. Let me get this. Let me look for this. I'm looking for this, and I'm looking for, give me a second. I think what I need is this it? I think so. I think so. Um, ish. And let me get this. Oh, I didn't even put that in there. Mm, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? That sadness, that's creepy soundscapes. There. All right. I put it in there, and I believe I will need a little bit of this for us. If this is, if you can have that sound. No, because I'm not routing. Here, give me a second. I want you to have it. You should be hearing this, actually. I think it's just the volume is just too low. A very light background music of dinner, which I think you should be hearing. Yes, plate sounds. Great. So you got some plate sounds, which is excellent. Perfect. So we've got a little bit of plate sounds. And then I feel like for you all, because I care very much about your lives, let me go for one more thing. Whoop. We're going to have some dinner sounds right now for the moment, because I want us to have some joy. Good. Good. Yeah. All right. So, as we sit, just had to add a little bit of that. Merrick says, well, I see. Well, that's interesting. You know, everyone is looking for the Sandalian heir who thinks the Sandalian heir is real. A lot of people would pay a lot of money for that knowledge. But the idea of someone from the past being here does seem interesting. And I might know a few things. Now, my understanding, of course, is that you won't be able to make you want cold iron from Terra. That's a hard thing to do. The only place I can think where you could find where to track that would be in the Library of the Dead. Are you both heading towards the Library of the Dead? Millie gets tense. Interesting. Millie, are you going to tell Crash Jones about the Library of the Dead, or shall I? Or have you already told him? Tell me what? What about the Library of the Dead? Millie looks uncomfortable. Crash says, well, Millie, look, if there's something about the Library of the Dead that I should know, I think it's important to come clean. I'm not going to judge you for it, but, I mean, I think this might be important. Come on, Millie. We've known each other for a really long time. We're chums. And if there's something that's important about the Library of the Dead beyond the place, that it might be have star charts where you can find this lost iron, well, this cold iron, then I think that I have every right to know, don't you? I mean, because I would tell you. This is going to be... I'm going to secure an advantage. I'm going to secure an advantage with Millie using heart. I'm going to say, Millie, you know, you've helped me a lot. And I don't think you would do that for just anyone. And I've helped you. Whenever you needed information, I was there for you. And remember, after all, I did give you that special data from the USS Hornet back there on Drinax, which I don't know what that was about, but I'm sure it'll be important to help you with whatever it is you're trying to do. And I feel like I've done enough to show you that I'm trustworthy and that whatever it is that you have going on, I'm not going to judge you for it. This is me making a heart roll to secure an advantage, by the way, because I just feel like maybe we need a little bit more, just a little bit more, you know, just in case. Weak hit, which isn't bad. On a weak hit, we get to choose either +2 momentum or a +1 on our next move. And I'm going to take that +2 momentum because I feel like that will be very useful for us. I like to have high momentum, and that will bring our momentum up to 9. Millie sort of thinks about it. You're right, Crash. You have been always trustworthy. But there are things about my past that I've never told you. And I don't know if this is the place for them. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Millie, You asked me to space this fellow, and that's a pretty extreme thing to do. I don't know why you'd ask me to do that. You'd only do something like that if you were really stressed. Or something's going on, and he seems like an okay fellow. Millie, if there's something happening, if there's something kind of danger at the Library of the Dead, or if there's something you need, I will help you. If you saw I came in here to help this fella, I'd help you too. And if you need me to make an iron vow to help you in the Library of the Dead, I will. Whatever it is. Because I'm gonna be an Ironsworn knight. And you can't do that if you don't stand by your friends. So, why don't you tell me what it is that's bothering you? Why your relationship with Merrick is so strange, and again, I will vow to help you with that library. This is me trying to face some danger, right? This is gonna be we're gonna roll heart. All these 10s coming up, they need to go away. Let's see. A weak hit. I'm going to burn the momentum. I'm going to burn the momentum and make that a strong hit is what I'm going to do. Burn it. Make that a strong hit, because I would rather have a strong hit than a weak hit, which resets our momentum, by the way, to 2. And on a strong hit, we are successfully mark progress, and we don't have any downsides. You know what, though? Actually, I will just take the weak hit. We'll mark the progress. I'll take the weak hit, which keeps us we're at 9, right? Yeah, we're at 9 momentum. Yes. I'll keep the weak hit, because I think that might be more important than what it is. I just want that momentum for later. So on a weak hit, we mark progress, but we also can't encounter a complication or a setback, and we're going to fill a clock segment here, which means the tension between those two, or the distrust, the cohesion problems, sort of fill up a little bit. And she says, I trust you, Crash. You have never steered me wrong. Oh, by the way, I clearly have been filling in the wrong progress track. Excuse me. We should be at 8 progress. You can see me doing it right now on reconciling Millie and Merrick. Okay, there. And she says, I trust you, but I don't trust him. There was a time when I needed his help, and he wasn't there. And I was left to battle a whole squadron of, well, a whole squadron of death robots, all by myself. Well, please, I would have been there if I could. Unfortunately, I was waylaid. The death robot queen had me at a disadvantage. There was the crumbling bridge, and I couldn't get across. You know how it is when you're delving inside strange vaults. And when a death robot queen decides that she's going to have you for dinner, and not necessarily in the kind way we're doing it now, says Merrick, what can you do? She frowns. She looks at him, and she says, I lost my arm to those death robots. And he smiles, and he says, you lost your arm to the death robots, All right. Crash watches this exchange between them, not quite certain what's going on and what that means. Because his wits is quite low, as is his shadow. He's not pretty good at lying. Or picking up on lies. And so he says, yes, that's right. You lost your arm fighting the death robots. I'm sorry about that. And she says, I forgive you. I also forgive you for whatever things you won't be doing in the future. And he says, well, do you want that book? I am going to try to finish this scene. That's what I'm going to try to do. We're at 8 out of 10. And I think I'm going to say, Crash says, oh, all right. So it looks like you two have reconciled. You have worked things out. Is that right? Millie says, let me roll it. Let me roll it. Gonna have to roll it first. We will see how this goes as we try to finish this scene. We roll a strong hit. We roll a strong hit, everyone. This is great. So we achieve our objective unconditionally, and this is how this is going to work. Are you ready? Millie turns to Merrick and says, yes, if you apologize for me losing my arm against the Queen of the Death Robots, I will apologize for... And she looks at him and he says, for... not sharing where you found the last bit of old world artifacts. She smiles, just, all right. Yes, I apologize for that. He says, excellent. He pulls out a small stiletto dagger, twirls it, catches it, puts it back. I think we understand each other very well. Crash Jones does not understand at all what happened between them. He thinks he does. He thinks they just made up. And she says, well, I assume, Merrick, that you will tell Crash that you are the one who helped me put this arm back on. He says, well, of course I will tell him that, as long as you tell him that all of my goods that I have found, I have come by legally, despite what other people might say. Well, of course, she says. And then they shake hands. And he says, well, okay, so you, Merrick, have never done anything illegal, and you lost your arm to the Queen of the Death Robots, and with a crumbling bridge, and you have made up about it, and you've all come to an understanding. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Good. I think that's great. So, what can you two share? And Millie sort of sits on these and she says, all right, I can share this. The Library of the Dead has star charts where you can find cold iron from Terra, but it has a lot more information. And as you know, I have been very interesting. Yes, she fought the Squadron and he fought the Queen, but they're their negotiation was about them giving each other alibis for other things, basically. Let me put it this way: she did not lose her arm to the death robots, but she would like that to be the story that Crash believes, and so Merrick is going to co-sign the alibi that she got her robot arm fighting the death robots and not before then, and he will say that he did it, and but she had her arm before then. She did not get her arm lost fighting the death robots. That's actually just not true. That's a story that will make it seem like she got her arm lost then and she did not get it from any other mysterious sources at all. And then also, she will be a co-signer that he's not done anything illegal. And I feel like that'll work out between those two, and Crash will not know any better. Yeah. Which means she got her arm somewhere else, previously and mysteriously, but she does not want Crash to know it, or anyone, I think. Yeah. So she says, but there's other information in the Library of the Dead. Information that I think could be very important. Crash, know that I support you in all ways, but whatever sort of technology, or whatever it was, those portals that brought you across time and space, I want to see if I can find out how that technology worked so that I might be able to recreate it. It could change everything. Well, that's interesting. I am always looking for a good prophet and information. So, I will tell you what. Crash, Millie and I have known each other for a very long time. We cross paths often. Usually I'm running from pirates. Because I'm a pirate hunter. Millie goes, yes, that's right. A pirate hunter. His good deeds get him in trouble with pirates quite often. It's true. I rob from the rich and I give to the poor. So, I'd be very interested in this technology as well. Crash is like, well, hold on now. I don't even know if that's reproducible. I mean, if it would be helpful to the people, that would be all right. But I think more important would be to get to the Library of the Dead. Yes, I suppose that's true. So, Crash, I imagine you'll be moving on from here, but I will give you this piece of information for free. Margaret Blaine, the pirate queen, the terror of the spaceways, she's been chasing me down for just a little bit. But my understanding is that she is in great debt to a Zodani noble. Maybe the Baron Severinus Winter. Probably. Yes. She's in debt to him. She owes him something, and so she's doing some favors for him. And the last time I heard, she was asking about a Crash Jones. So, it looks like the Dread Pirate is on your tail, and he had agents here asking around about you earlier, so you should know not to trust anything too much happening at this moment. You can't trust anyone around here. Some of them might be compromised or working for this Zodani. You can't trust the Zodani. They can read minds. They are, after all, a little bit questionable. Now, I will say, though, that I found this potato masher in a vault. A vault which, if you come back, I will tell you the location after you come back from the Library of the Dead. While you're there at the library, I would ask you to get me something. I would like, if you can find it, I would like some information about Viridian. If you can find anything on it, I would like a copy of that. Oh, I, s- I guess. Sure. What do you need to know about Viridian? Well, I'm looking where I could find some. It has some interesting properties, which, well, could be useful. And then Millie puts him the elbow. Yes, we find that information, we will tell you. Okay, sure, that's all right. So, thank you. I suppose we better get going. Would you, if the Baron's people are come looking for us, would you maybe throw them off? Give us a hand? Yes, I can do that. If you, get me a source of iridium, I will keep the Baron's forces off of you, and I will tell you where that vault is that I found this, the potato masher. All right, I will do. And with that, our heroes wait. Oh, if you would be Ironsworn, says Merrick, I'd actually like you to swear on your iron. Oh, of course. I swear on my iron that I will bring you a great sample of Viridian. In exchange, you will help keep the Baron's spies off of me and tell me where you found that potato masher. This I swear. Everyone, we're making a new vow. It's going to be a new vow because it is sworn. Bring some Viridian to Merrick Velez. We've made a vow. I'm sure he doesn't want it for bad reasons. I'm sure his reasons are all good. Yep. Yeah, I'm sure none of these two people are actually lying to Crash all the time. Actually, sure they are. We should probably take a vow. Let us swear an iron vow. When you swear an iron vow, we're gonna give it a rank. I actually don't think this is too bad because I actually know where some Viridian is. There's some Viridian over on Drynax, so I actually don't think it's that big of a deal. I think that's just somewhat. I just think that's somewhat troublesome, actually. And then roll heart, which I'm gonna do. If you swear this vow to a connection, Merrick is a connection. Then we get to add one, which we will do. And let's roll it. A miss? No. No. We are going to... we're going to burn our momentum. Give it a weak hit. If you're determined, begin your quest with more questions than answers. Take one momentum and envision what you do to find a path forward. Okay. Our momentum's going to go down to 3, which sucks for us because we don't want that in our life, but that is our life at the moment. We will bring some Viridian to Merrick Velez. That is our vow. And with that, I think Millie and Merrick share a meaningful look that perhaps is a bit conspiratorial. And Crash and Millie get back on to the Francine, newly repaired, and head off into space. And I want my space music. There we go. And off into space they go, leaving Merrick behind on Porn to gather information and throw off pursuers. And hopefully not be captured by pirates. Clearly there's some sort of relationship between Merrick and Millie that has to do with strange information. Well, we'll see. Let us undertake our expedition. Off we go. We're going to go off at speed because we have to move as quickly as possible. We will not be able to go and help Merrick Velez just yet, at least not at the moment, but we should be able to make our way closer and closer to where we may find the Library of the Dead. Crash notes that Millie seems to have a much better sense of where to find the Library of the Dead after running into the Index, the Arclight Cube. Crash says, well, you seem to be having a better sense of where to find the Library of the Dead. Well, Crash, of course, I am. Oh, I know it's loud. I know it's loud. Yeah. There we go. There. It's balancing roll 20 and that one. That's good. Thank you. Fixed it. She says, well, Crash, I have a better sense of, I got some information about how to find the Library of the Dead, at least some azimuths of a little bit of direction finding. And if we go this way, I think we might get there. By the way, I do feel like getting this, I think that we mark progress. I just need to say I think we've marked progress. I think that getting through that, I think that actually gives us some mark in finding the Lost Sindalian heir, because Merrick is a good contact for finding that. So I think we get 1 mark, because it's epic, for that. I think that we finished that reconciling, so that was great. That's good and done. I think that this is going to help us with our finding the Library of the Dead, because we're going to have our way cleared a little bit. And I feel like not Dreadliege Dalton, Book of the Damned. Yes, I think we did all that, right? Yes. So we have to speed forward with our edge, going faster than we did before, trying to find this Library of the Dead. I think we're going to get a +1 add because of Millie being helping us with this, her archaeology. We have a strong hit, which means we get +1 momentum. And if we, on a strong hit, we reach a waypoint, we envision location, mark progress, as per the rank of the expedition, trying to find the Library of the Dead. We get 2 more hits. This is great, and it's positive. So I think we, as we fly through space, we go into jump space, sitting, making sort of space with ourselves. There's pleasant chatting in jump space. When we sort of come out of jump space, and it's like, let's see, we hit an empty space is where we go. Let's go to our sector, and let's say we've gone here, right? This is our waypoint, and it's sort of like empty space, I imagine, with nothing there. And we kind of we pop out of jump, just anchored by a star with no planets. And I say, Crash says, Millie, this seems sort of empty. I mean, there's nothing here. Are you sure we're going the right way? Millie smiles. Yes, Crash. I'm 100% sure we are going the right way. This is right. Look, do you see those 2 twin red suns? If you make azimuths to them both, they cross. I think we need to chart a path to where their 2 orbits point to. That should get us right there. Well, all right. lead the way. And with that, Millie plots a course. She uses her astrogation, strange, and her arm glows green and makes strange sounds as she whirs through mathematics and charts another point to where she thinks you may find the Library of the Dead. I'm going to roll. Undertake an expedition. That's a miss, everyone. That is a miss. That's a miss. That's a miss. Oh, no. We don't have momentum on this one. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. I thought we'd make it to the library. On a miss, you're waylaid by a crisis or arrive at a waypoint to confront immediate hardship or threat. Do not mark progress and pay the price. Well, we have to pay the price. It's bad. We're gonna come out of jump space. This is bad. Okay, we have to pay the price. Why don't we just go check out, pay the price, and let's just see what we have here. We have a crisis, and we have to pay the price. This is not good, everybody. It's not good. I'm gonna... Oh. Yeah, did Merrick sell your destination or overheard by talks? So let's see. We could ask the Oracle. You know what? We're gonna roll, pay the price, and just see what the Oracle has to say here. Just gonna see what they have to say. But we know that we come into trouble when we get out of jump space. We waste resources. Lesson I learned, never let Millie drive. I think we can do better than that. I think we can do better than that. So let's, and by better, I mean even worse. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think we can make this even worse. I got it. I got it. I got it. I have this. I've got this. I know what this is. I have it. This is fine. It's not fine, but it is what it is. So I feel like, because we got the vital support, right, for a milestone. So we were doing our expedition, right? And we are waylaid by a crisis, arrive at a waypoint to confront an immediate hardship or threat. Do not mark progress, pay the price. So here's what it is. Our heroes come out of jump space early. Alarms blare. Millie, what's going on? Crash, there's something wrong. Something wrong with our jump drive. We're jettisoning fuel. We cannot stay in the bubble. We've got to abort the jump space, or else we'll be destroyed. Do it! And the ship, Millie, working as fast as she can, presses as many buttons as possible, and all of a sudden, the jump bubble collapses, and they arrive nowhere they can understand. Millie calls up from the engineering. Crash, our jump drive, it's been sabotaged. Those repairmen, they fixed all the repairs, but they ruined our jump drive and our maneuver drive. Crash, we're sitting ducks. But there's more. What is it? We're out of fuel. Our drives don't work. And they placed a beacon on our ship. Which means someone knows exactly where we are. And we can't leave. Crash. We can't get out of here. Oh, all right. Millie, I'll tell you what. You've got to repair the ship. Also, where are we? I don't know. And at that moment, because we arrive in this crisis, we're stuck here, we don't have fuel, we can't move, and we have a beacon on us, which means they're going to arrive, which means we need to do a scene challenge. This is what we have to pay. This is the price we're paying. We need to do a scene challenge, everyone. And our scene challenge is that we need to repair our ship before whoever is chasing us finds us. And we're going to begin this scene. We were unprepared for this, right? So this is going to be formidable. We're going to create a new progress clock. And our objective is to repair the ship and jump out before the pirates, before we're found. Okay. And this, unfortunately, I'm gonna say we still have our maneuver drives. We just don't have our jump drive, which means we're stuck. We can still fly in regular space, but we can't do jump space. So repair the ship's jump drive. Deactivate the beacon and jump out before we're found. That is what we have to do. And it's formidable, unfortunately for us. And we have a 4-segment clock, which this is not great. This is going to be our pursuers find us. And this is what we've got, everyone. They do have a transponder, but this is bigger. And somebody get rid of our spam bot if you don't mind. So we've got a broadcasting beacon. We've got no time, so we have to start. All right, Millie, we've got no fuel. Our jump drive's broken, and we can barely maneuver. So, what can we do? Well, she says, it's strange because the beacon itself is not going to be able to go through jump space. So nobody outside of this system would be able to find us. So then what's the beacon here for? Crash. Somebody in this system is the danger. Max Ryder, I am looking for a cheap aviator's helmet. I don't have one yet, but I'm looking to find one. They're just so pricey. And to get a good aviator's helmet is not as easy as I would like it to be. I also need to get an aviator scarf. This is also one of my goals. But that's what I'm working on, you know. It is a trap. Especially because I want an old one, not like a new one. But I'm gonna find one. I will find one. I will get one. And then you will see me in a new helmet. It's part of my goal. She says, so I need like a silk aviator scarf. Also not so easy to get. So she says, that means this beacon is not for someone to come and find us from outside. It's for someone to find us here. And then we won't be able to leave. All right. So, first things first. We're gonna have to get fuel. I'll start skimming. I'll skim. You start working on the machine, but I'll start skimming to see if we can get fuel. Work on those jump drives. We'll see the best thing we can do. I am going to secure an advantage by trying to scoop fuel but also we've got people chasing us. This is going to have to be with, well, this is flying, so that'll be edge. Because I need mobility and speed to do this. So we're going to roll to try to gain fuel. Yeah, okay. And yeah. This is us. Facing danger is something risky. Oh, yeah. Driving into the gas giant, I think, is actually facing danger. But I wish we had more momentum. Okay, edge. But I get a bonus. I get a bonus because I'm an ace pilot. And when I face danger, I'm going to take a +1 and add +1 momentum to that hit. And Millie can't help us, but nobody else can either. Yeah, we're gonna roll it, everybody. Crash Jones flies Francine into the nearest gas giant, diving into the atmosphere. They're going to have to move fast because they could move safely and skim at a normal amount, but they can't risk it at this moment because at this moment, at any time, someone from somewhere in this system might find them. Crash Jones dives Francine deep into the atmosphere of the grass giant, scooping up as much fuel as possible. It will be unrefined, but they will have it, and it is a strong hit. And with a strong hit, we mark progress. Sadly, it's only 1 tick of progress, but we also get to add 1 momentum because we have a bonus there. Okay. Millie, I'm getting fuel. I've got something. What about you? Have you found enough materials to repair? She says, I need something else. Do you have any other sorts of supplies or tools? I don't know. I'll tell you what. I'll do a scan. Maybe we can find an asteroid we can land on, and there we might be able to find some materials that you can use to help repair the drive. All right, Crash, that's a good idea. June, are you there? Oh, hi there, honey. How can I help you? I need your help. We need a scan for an asteroid. We need to find there, land there, and maybe we can find some materials that we can use to help repair the drive. All right. Scanning in progress. This is going to give me a +1 bonus to secure an advantage, but this is with scanning, so this is going to have to be expertise, focus, or observation, which is wits, which I'm terrible at, but that's what this is going to be. And go. This is a miss, everybody. We rolled really badly, and there's no way we can overcome this miss. Securing advantage on a full miss, our assumptions betray us. We fill a clock segment, and we have to pay the price. Okay. All right. Well, this is not great. Crash says, there. I think I see an asteroid. That's fine. Quick, we head that way. We'll be able to find our materials. Crash Jones and Francine fly towards this asteroid that's looming in the distance. They speed their way through, filled up with fuel. And as they arrive, they land on the asteroid. And then Millie says, wait a minute. That's no asteroid. We're gonna have to pay the price here. And to pay the price, it's gonna have to be the worst thing we can imagine, right? The most obvious dangerous thing, which is this isn't actually an asteroid at all. It is instead the pirate station. Yep. It is an asteroid, but the asteroid itself has been hollowed out, and it is a pirate. It's like a pirate hideout. And as Crash Jones flies in towards this station, they realize that this is no asteroid. It's a pirate star. And I think that our paying the price is going to be that we have to increase our pursuers find us by one more tick. That's going to be our price we have to pay. Crash goes, oh my, you're right, quick. And Crash Jones pulls the throttle on Francine and thrusts the other direction, hoping beyond hope that they are going to be able to avoid detection by this pirate base. They realize the pirate base has got its scans out. And Crash Jones says, quick, get the beacon offline. Don't worry about the jump drive. Get the beacon offline right now. This is going to be facing danger. And this is not going to give me the bonus for flying because this is not an ace pilot situation. And unfortunately, it's going to be this is going to be shadow. Could be technology, which is expertise, focus, or observation, which again, he's very bad at, and he's not going to get a bonus on this at all. Garden World is called it's called a Garden World. Yeah, so we're going to have to just roll this very bad roll for us as Millie. Although Millie is a technician, but we haven't. Wait, pause, wait. Hold on, everybody. Wait. We rolled to succeed to make that bond with Millie at the end of last one, but we didn't take the bond because we said that it wouldn't count unless we did something for her, and she wanted us to get rid of Merrick. But I think that because we succeeded in getting them to reconcile with each other, I think that we get to take her as a bond now, because we actually did succeed at that roll, which means, hold on, everybody, lottie-dottie, everybody, that means that she is now officially a bond. And that means, as a bond, we can, having her be a bond means something. That means, this is important, that means, and also I believe we have to clear this, we clear this. Yeah. Hold on. Okay, we clear this bond, right? And by clearing the bond, she's now bonded, which means, because this was, we held it over from last time. We forged a bond. This means, strong hit, share bond. We did that. We get to choose one. Bolster their influence. When they aid you in a move closely associated with their roll, add +2 instead of +1, or expand their influence, give them a second roll. When they aid you in a move closely associated with that roll, either add one and take one. So we're going to expand her roll, is what we're going to do, and her roll is going to be technologist, like she's like a tech wizard. There's a move for this. No, there's an oracle for this. Character role. I would just like to. Oh, I can just see this up here. Hold on. We're gonna look at our. We're just gonna look at our oracles because I think there's one that will do this for us. It is roll. Where are you, my friend? Those are starships, starship missions, starship names, character role. Okay, I will show you this because we have it. Okay, so we have some character roles here. They are agent, AI, artisan, assassin, bounty hunter, courier, crew, criminal, occultist, diplomat, engineer. Engineer probably is what we should do. Laborer, merchant. Yeah, technician, engineer. She's a shady archaeologist. Is she a technician or an engineer? I think she's an engineer. I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to expand her role. And we're going to make her also, hello, Millie. She's a shady archaeologist and she is an engineer. Okay, which means we're going to be able to get a +1 on this wits roll because she is an engineer, because we have made the bond. So we're going to roll it. Feeling bad. How she has taken over the ship? Engineer, absolutely. All right, we're gonna roll it. This is, what are we rolling? She is trying to face danger is what she's trying to do, right? She's trying to disconnect the beacon. That's a miss. But we have 5 momentum. If we burn it, I think we'll get a weak hit. Which we do. Okay, we get a weak hit, and we get to get an extra momentum because she's an engineer, which is going to put our momentum at 3. This is bad, just in case you want to know, because I would like our momentum to be higher than that, but that's okay. We face danger successfully with a weak hit, which means we get to mark progress on this trap that we're in at this waypoint. But we also encounter a complication or a setback, and we fill a clock segment. Okay. Okay, what is the complication? She says, Crash, I did it. I can disable the beacon, but the people who came and repaired the ship, they tied the beacon into our jump drive. I can't... Yes. If I disable the beacon completely, we are not going to get our jump drive online at all. So what do we do? Do we keep it online? Or do we just give up on the jump drive? Crash says, is there a way for you to maybe not turn off the beacon, but disguise it or make it seem like something else? Millie says, yes, I can do that. And Millie, she pulls out her tools with her robot arm helping, and she's able to go and modulate the signal so that the frequency on the beacon, while it is still beaming, it now seems like something else other than a ship. All right, you've got that. That might buy us a little bit of time, but they're looking for us. So, it won't give us much time. We have got to find some fuel. We've got to find some parts. I'll fly us towards... let's see. Well, we need scans. June? Come on, help me out. We have to secure an advantage to find a location where we can get materials. So we're gonna have to roll this. Scan goes out. Another 10, everybody. That's bad. A weak hit, but we do get it. We secure an advantage. We're gonna take +2 momentum, and we get an extra momentum because June, our AI, helped us. But that's it. And so Crash goes, all right. All right, I'm looking at the problem, Max, is that we were sabotaged. We left the jump bubble, and we have no idea where we are. So we're in an unknown system where we did not plan to be, right? So we don't know where we are, and this was clearly some kind of weird trap. So, June, help me out. Try to send out scans, but as subtly as possible. Tell me what you find. We need to find any kind of planet, something that we can use to maybe perhaps find materials. The scan goes out. June goes, scanning, hun. That's all right. Wait a minute. It does. They have both passive and active sensors, but passive sensors will not get us this information. And June goes, wait a minute. I've got something for you, Crash. There is a jump mass planet right inside of the diameter of this star. So, it seems as if there is a planet here. We wouldn't be able to see it because it's masked by this star. If we can make it there, we might be able to find some materials that we could use to repair our jump ship, or at least perhaps be able to hide. All right? Let's go. Let's do it. We're gonna have to fly and fly like our life depends on it. Let's go. This is going to be facing danger, but because I'm an ace pilot, it's going to be edge +1. And we're going to try to get there. Here's the thing, everybody. It's not edge. It has to be shadow, which Crash is really bad at shadow, but they're going to try to avoid... they're going to try to avoid being caught by these pirates, so they're going to have to do shadow rather than edge. But we are going to still get our bonuses for being an ace pilot, for facing danger, but we're not good at this. So let me see. We're going to get our bonus for being an ace pilot. We are trying to face danger, so nothing there. But I do think, I think that because Millie is a shady archaeologist, she knows how to be shady, so I think we get our bonus for her as well. So we're gonna roll it. Another 10, everybody. Another 10. What is up with all these 10s? All right, but we succeed, which is gonna get us 2 momentum, bringing our momentum up to 8. And on a weak hit, we mark progress. And we encounter a complication or a setback, and we feel a clock. They have found us. We move as stealthily as possible, flying closer and closer to this one world that is mask jumped by the great giant star. And as it flies inwards, stealthy, shutting down all of their systems, moving only at like the barest, most quietest impulse. They move. They get to the planet without the pirate starbase, asteroid base, finding them. Quietly and quickly, they land on the planet. Coming in, as they enter the atmosphere, closer and closer, all of a sudden, the alarms blare. Beep, 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 beep. They're being scanned. There is a low port pirate base on this planet. And coming into the atmosphere, hot like they did, they can't mask that signal. And they can tell they're being targeted, and out of nowhere, the pirate base launches some fighters at them, coming up towards the atmosphere, towards them. It's gonna be a fight. So our pursuers find us, my friends, and we're gonna be in a space battle at this moment. And this is gonna be trouble right here in River City. We need to create a progress bar, and that's going to be defeat the planetary pirate. Defeat the planetary pirate guards. Right? Okay, we're going to defeat the planetary pirate guards. I do not think, however, that these planetary pirate guards are going to be that be that dangerous for us, because they are, after all, like small fighters. So I think what we're going to have to do is enter the fray. I think this is going to be troublesome. And I think that we are going to roll to see if we're in control. Red shirt's coming at us. Because they're like small ships, I think we'll be okay. But they are problems because they're slowing us down. Because we have to deal with them before we can deal with with repairing this. And I feel like we've got things coming. So, and we do have this, okay. Stands for pool, my friends. So we are on on the move. So we are rolling edge. And we are going into the fray. And I do not think I've got a bonus for this right now. No. No. Okay, here we go. Does anybody help me? Engineer, archaeologist, my friends? No. This is us. Strong hit. Strong hit, everybody. Strong hit. Okay. Okay. Strong hit. We gain 2 momentum, so we're maxed out of our momentum at 10, which is amazing. And we're in control. Okay. This is wonderful. All right. We're in control. So, we fly in. The alerts go off everywhere. These 3 small pirate jets come flying at us, and I say, Millie, we've got bogeys on our trail right now. I'm gonna have to take him down. Do whatever you can to work and try to go and fix that jump drive. We've got to get out of here. Come on, let's go. I am going to I'm gonna just we are in control, which means we get to strike, right? Because oh no, that's in close quarters. It is not react under fire. It's not gain ground. Not because we don't need to gain ground. It's strike. No, it's strike. That's it. Crash Jones, ace pilot. He fought Jerry's in World War II, and now he's got pirates to fight. But what they don't understand is that Francine is one of the best ships on this side of the universe. It may be over 1,000 years old, but Francine has still got life in her yet. And Crash Jones, our hero, sets up the turrets, moves into position, and begins the fight, taking it to them. No pirates are going to shut down Crash Jones. Crash Jones has got to buy time for Millie to make that move, and so Crash Jones does. Crash Jones is going to strike with edge because it's at a distance, but also I'm not facing danger, reacting under fire. No, I'm not securing an advantage or gaining ground or facing death. That's it. This is just us. We're going to strike them. It's a miss. Here's the thing, everyone. You say it's a miss, but it's not going to be a miss. We're going to burn all of that momentum because we have 10 momentum. We're burning it all to make that a strong hit. We are going to go down to 2 momentum, which sucks, but that's fine. That's fine. The fighters, these pirate fighters, swarm upon Crash and Francine, seemingly about ready to go and circle them, surround them. Whatever can Crash do? But Crash Jones is a hero, and Crash Jones pulls back and drops speed, letting them fly past, and then they are in his sights, and he moves up and fires. Pew, 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 pew. We mark progress twice, and progress for a troublesome quest or challenge is 3 boxes. So we are going to mark 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But we get to do this twice. Yes. Yep. Crash Jones maneuvers around, slides back, pew pew, gets them their sights. The turrets, the laser beams of the turrets go off, and he explodes 1 and 2. 2 of these pirate ships are destroyed. There's only 1 left. And Crash Jones knows there's no time to lose. He says, quick, 1 more strike. I've got this. Here's the problem. He doesn't have a lot of, it's not good. Not good, everybody, because we have no more momentum. Okay, we're in control. This is what we do. Millie says, Crash, if you destroyed those ships, they probably have parts we can use. Can you maneuver in to scoop up those parts? If you can do that, I can perhaps, that'll help me repair the jump drive. Crash says, I'm on it, Millie. I'm going to gain ground, is what I'm going to do. And gaining ground allows me to take action in a fight to reinforce my position or move toward an objective. So we are going to, if I'm in pursuit, flee, or maneuvering, that's edge. Charging bold into action, coming to the aid of others, negotiating or commanding, that's heart. Gaining leverage with force, powering through or making a threat, that's iron. Hiding, preparing an ambush, coordinating a plan, setting a situation. Okay, so this is going to be edge, right? Because we're going to have to maneuver to try to scoop up some of these parts. Okay, so this is it. And this is gaining ground, and I do not have a bonus for that. That's fine. Crash Jones notes there's still a pirate after them, but that's all right. Crash Jones turns quickly, opens up the bay doors to the cargo space, and sends out the grappling hook, maneuvering, trying to get as close to some of this wreckage as possible. If they can get some of this wreckage, they can repair their jump drive. Edge, everybody. No bonus. No momentum. But let's do it. Strong hit. Wah, la, 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 la. Okay, on a strong hit, we stay in control, and we get 2 momentum, and a next one, a +1 to our next move, which we're going to do, by the way. So, Crash Jones. Careful. Momentum. Flies right past the pirate ship towards the wreckage of the ships they attacked, including some of the glowing bits of their internal drives. He comes in, zooming in, but then slows down just at the right moment to allow some of the wreckage to float into their cargo hold. And then he shuts the doors and he says, Millie, materials are right in there. You can do this. Grab what you can. Wait, I've got to go and take care of that other pirate that's on our tail. Crash turns around and is going to draw the pirate farther away from that pirate low port. Come on, pirate, chase me. If you chase me, I'll get you further away from your base, making it less likely that anybody else will come after me. Come on, pirate, let's go, come on. This is gonna be a gain ground using edge, but I get a +1 on this next roll. Another strong hit. Yes. That's another 2 momentum, bringing us up to 6. And we get another +1 on our next roll. And then, having drawn this one lone pirate fighter away from the base, masking our signal and where we are a little bit, Crash Jones spins and then strikes at our pirate foe. Roll. Weak hit. I can't cover that, but we'll take it. A strike on a weak hit. We mark progress twice, which, by the way, is going to fill up the entire box, which is good. But I exposed myself to danger, and now I'm in a bad spot. Okay, we're in a bad spot now, everyone, which is not great. I fly in. I draw the pirate fighter away, and as now I do so, I realize we have, in order to pull the pirate away, I had to fly into a canyon full of huge stone columns, weaving in and out of these stone columns in fast pursuit. This is dangerous. Flying this way could get you killed. What shall we do? If we strike now, we might die. We've got to get back in control. Crash Jones is going to try to maneuver through. Boom. Through this field of huge stalagmites, canyon mesa of giant stone things. Crash has to maneuver this. This is going to be trying to gain ground to get back in a better position. But I do lose my bonus. Here we go. This is bad, everybody. This is bad. This is a miss. It's a miss, everyone. This is a bad miss. So, wait. Gain ground. I was wrong. By the way, everybody, I was wrong. Hold on. We cannot gain ground when we're in a bad spot. What we have to do is react under fire. Hold on. We have to react under fire. And when you react under fire, guess because you're in a bad spot, right? Crash Jones is an ace pilot, and he gets a +1 bonus when he reacts under fire. And giving a +1 bonus would make that roll a 9, not an 8. And if I recall correctly, and Josh can confirm, you succeed if you match it, not beat it, right? If that is correct. Is that correct? We have to look, because if we are correct, then we went, must beat it. We have to beat it. Okay, so in that case, no. That's right, you have to beat it because a 10 always loses, right? So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so... Wait. No. Wait. Your action score needs to beat, not equal the challenge dice. Yep, okay. So, this is a fail. This is a fail on a react under fire, so weaving through this canyon with matched failures. So this is a critical miss. And, we're in trouble. Bad things are gonna happen to us. And we don't have enough momentum, we only have 6 momentum. Okay, so when you react under fire, on a miss, the situation worsens, you stay in a bad spot, and you must pay the price. So, we have to pay the price. I would like to, right now, check out what our options are for paying the price. We could roll and get a random roll, but I think we should also look to see what makes the most sense in this moment. So when we're paying the price, make the most obvious negative outcome happen, ask the Oracle for inspiration, or roll on the table below. And that roll is a trusted individual or community acts against you, an individual or community you care about is exposed to danger, you encounter signs of a looming threat, you create an opportunity for an enemy, you face a tough choice, you face the consequences of an earlier choice, a surprising development complicates your quest, you are separated from something or someone, your action causes collateral damage or has an unintended effect, something of value is lost or destroyed, the environment or terrain introduces a new hazard, a new enemy is revealed, a friend, companion, or ally is in harm's way, or you are, your equipment or vehicle malfunctions, your vehicle suffers damage, you waste resources, you're harmed, you're stressed, you're delayed, you're put... Okay, so, obviously, I feel like what happens is, we're gonna have to take damage to our ship, right? As we're trying to weave, this is the only thing that this makes sense, right? So we're gonna have to take, withstand damage. But this is a bad one, right? So this is gonna be, major damage. We're gonna have to take major damage to our ship, right? So as we're flying through this, weaving in and out, trying to get back in control of this situation, by the way, I need to tell you something really important once we get past this. Yes, the ship behind us, the pirate ship, shoots its laser beams at one of the big stone mesas on our side, these big like columns of stone, hits it, and as we are flying right through it, the stone column falls upon us, and the rocks crumble upon on Francine, doing massive damage. Our ship, Francine, which we had just repaired, now takes 3 damage and is down to 2. As we tumble, losing control of the ship, we're in a bad spot, everyone, and we're in trouble. So what are we gonna do here? We're in trouble, we're really damaged, this is bad. So here's the thing, we have filled up our track. We could roll to try to end this conflict, but here's the problem. When you're in combat, if you're in a bad spot, it's harder to succeed. So if we, here's our combat right here. If we try to take decisive action, which is what you need to end this, If we're in control, it's a normal check. If we're not in control, a strong hit without a match counts as a weak hit, and a weak hit counts as a miss. Could withstand damage. Oh, that's true. We could withstand damage. But see, here's the thing. I don't know if we would be allowed to withstand damage because it's a pay the price, not a suffer move. And I just feel like we just take damage rather than, I don't think we can, I think that because it's a pay the price, which is like so heavy, rather than just a suffer move, I don't think we're able to withstand that damage. I think if it were a suffer move, then yes, but because it's a pay the price, I just think we just take the damage and we can't withstand it. That's the thing I think is the problem. You know what I mean? So let's, on a weak hit, we achieve our objective, but not without cost. Oh, golly. We're gonna have to react under fire because we need to end this and we need to get control back. So we're gonna react under fire by trying to shake them, right? Okay, Max, we're gonna try to like reverse the trajectory with them. Strong hit. Okay, we react under fire. We get to add 1 to our momentum. We take control. And we gain 1 more momentum. Thank you. Thank you. Francine, battered, spinning out of control. Crash Jones grabs the throttle. I've got this. Millie, are you all right? Emerald, are you okay? Crash Jones strains against the G-forces, is able to maneuver the ship back around and opens fire on the last of the pirates. Gonna roll it, everybody, to defeat these pirate guards. A 10, everybody. It's a weak hit. It's not what I wanted. It's not what I wanted. But decisive action. On a weak hit, you achieve your objective, but not without cost. At least we did this. Roll on the table below or choose one. If the fight continues, you're in a bad spot. I think that... I mean, we did achieve our objective, which is to defeat them. But let's roll. You are marked for vengeance. We destroy. Okay, so this is not great. With that, Crash Jones shoots and opens fire and destroys the last of the pirate guards, but not before that pirate fighter is able to send off a message to someone, somewhere in this system. A message that will surely come back to haunt Crash Jones. Millie, are you all right? I'm all right, Crash. Land us so I can start working on this. Okay. Crash Jones. By the way, we defeated that, but we're still in this terrible challenge, which means I think our pursuers did find us. I think we're safe for now, but I think we have to turn this into a scene challenge, which is, right, this happens again, that if we fail on some stuff, we're gonna have to do this as a scene challenge because we're still dealing with this problem, right? So, we have to, we land. They crash lands on this planet near the wreckage of this last fighter. Landed, quiet. He says, okay, Millie, do what you can. At least you've masked that beacon, but can you repair the jump drive? I'm gonna work on trying to refine this fuel. Let's see what we can do. We're going to have to face danger, which is trying to repair this drive. And I think that this is, unfortunately, again, wits, because this is fixing the drive. But, yes. All right, Emerald, we're gonna have to go and keep watch. there might be pirates coming after us, on the ground. And June can help us secure an advantage. But at the moment, we're going to face danger to try to get a little bit of progress. And this is going to have to be wits. But we do get our bonus. It's a miss with a match, but we have momentum that we are going to burn to make that a match success. Just doing that right now, everybody. We're just going to do that. So we get to mark progress twice, which is very important because this is a formidable challenge. And why does that say weak hit? I don't know why it says weak hit. We did not try to beat that. That was something else. I think that was our pirates that we got rid of. It's fine. Okay. Millie Belloq. As Crash Joes and Emerald step outside to try to go and keep the ship safe while they move forward, Millie Belloq, our archaeological chum, begins to work on the drive. Crash, I need more time. Give me something. By the way, since we used our, we faced danger, we get no bonus. Oh, we do, because that was Millie, so we get 1 extra bonus momentum. All right, June, I need you to help refine the fuel. And we're going to go and, well, keep watch. We're going to try to secure an advantage, which is June working through the fuel, and we get a bonus for that. And this, of course, is going to be, again, more wits, because refining fuel is expertise. So, unfortunately, no, I think we will not have June go first. We're going to have Emerald go first. Emerald, hey, girl. I want you to go out there, and I want you to patrol the area. We've landed, but we're sitting ducks if anybody sees us. I want you to see if there are any patrols or anything like that coming our way, all right? You got this. And with that, Emerald, the Dranaxian Viridian saber-toothed tiger, bounds off out of the ship and out into the lush jungles of this strange hidden planet. This is going to be a secure the advantage, and it's going to be about, is this speed, mobility, or agility? Is this resolve, command, sociability? Is this strength, endurance, aggression? Wait, I have a... When you secure an advantage by sending Emerald to scout a place, add +1 and take momentum to hit. So this is scouting, which is going to be wits, sadly. I wish it were not, but it is. Here we go. Strong hit with a match. Thank you, dear saber-toothed tiger friend. We get a +1 because of our dear saber-toothed tiger. On a strong hit with a match, we get both and mark progress. So we get to take 2 momentum, which I am happy to take right now. And we get a +1 on our next move. And we get to mark progress. So, Emerald, the Viridian tiger. Emerald, our Viridian tiger, stalks off into the jungles of this strange, unknown, and unmarked planet. Stalking. And as Emerald moves further and farther away, Emerald comes upon a small patrol of pirates. Although these pirates seem strange. And oh, hey, we're on a planet. You know what? We're on a planet. I've got music for this. Planet music. Hanging out. Just planet sounds. With ferocious ferocity, with vociferous ferocity, Emerald pounces from the shadows upon these guards and knocks them out with her huge saber-toothed claws, made out of viridian. As she fells them,
there's perhaps something strange about them. What might it be? Who are these pirates, if indeed they are pirates?
Yes, KJL, there is a 10 momentum cap. Oh, sorry. By the way, we are at 6 momentum, just so you know. We're at 6 momentum. Okay. All right. June, your job is to help go and refine that fuel. Please, if you wouldn't mind. This will be, again, more wits. There's a lot of technical things going on here, but we do get a bonus from using June, our AI, and we get another bonus because we got it from our last move. Again, we're trying to secure advantage, and this will be more wits. Weak hit, it's all right. We're going to take 2 momentum on this, and we get 1 more because we had our AI help us. So we're at 9 momentum. Crash keeps his eyes on the scans. And he says, all right, Millie, how's it going down there? You've got to work a little bit faster if you don't mind. I mean, I don't want to stay here any longer than we have to. Millie says, Crash, it's all right. I'm working on it. We're going to try and face that danger and fix this jump drive, which unfortunately, again, is wits, because that is our life. But we do get a +1 because Millie is the engineer. So that is a miss, but we have 9 momentum, and we're going to burn that momentum, all of it, to turn that into a strong hit. This is why we like to have momentum, because it helps us get over our badness. Because she helped us, we get a +1 on that momentum on that, and a strong hit on facing danger. We get to mark progress, which puts us close. Okay. Millie says, we're very close. I think I might have gotten it. The one thing we're probably going to need to do, though, is disconnect this beacon. I don't like us having it here. If I can just find a way to disconnect it from... If I can find a way to disconnect it from the jump drive, we'll be able to get out of here without drawing attention, because if we try to leave this planet, they're going to notice. Oh, well, all right. What do you need from me? Well, what I need from you is to go out there. There are a couple of pieces that might be in that wreckage. If you can find them and bring them back to me, I might be able to disconnect this beacon. All right, I will. With that, Crash Jones takes his handy blaster pistol and heads out off of Francine and moves towards the wreckage of the ship. June, if you don't mind, could you give a scan of this wreckage to see if maybe you can find the parts that Millie needs? And Millie, if you could give me a bit more information, that might be helpful. This, by the way, will give us a +2 to this secure advantage roll on wits, which we're really bad at, but strong hit. +2 momentum, 1 for Millie, 1 for our AI. And securing an advantage with a strong hit means we get +2 momentum, which brings us to a 7, and we get a +1 on our next roll. No match. Okay, we're at 7 momentum. We are working it. We're getting there closer. Crash Jones scours this strange pirate ship, this fighter, and as he goes to the wreckage, he finds exactly the small piece that Millie described and that June identified. And as he picks it up, he notices something in the cockpit. It's a photograph. It's a photograph of him, of Crash Jones. But it's a photograph of Crash Jones back when he was on Terra in the 1940s. Why would this pilot have that?
That is a mystery for another day. Crash takes the small piece and rushes back to Francine in the ship and tosses it over to Millie, and he says,
All right, Millie, see what you can do. I'm going to get in the pilot seat. And with this, with 7 momentum, we are going to try and finish facing danger to fix this ship. Crash Jones starts the ship and begins to maneuver, gets everything ready and warm. All right, Millie, you've got this. We get the +1 from Millie. Because she's an engineer, we get a +1 because we had that bonus from the last time, so that's 2. This is still wits, which we're very bad at, but because that's not really Crash's strong suit, but strong hit with a match. We face danger. We get
Millie Belloq, shady archaeologist and engineer, has never seen a mechanical problem that she could not solve.
With this, my friends, we are successful. We mark progress once, but then also twice, which brings us to 9 out of 10. Right?
And Millie cries out,
Crash, I think we've done it. I think we've done it. Go ahead, try. All right, Millie, I've got you. And Crash
Jones, hero, moves the ship off of the planet, going the opposite direction of the pirate base, the strange pirate base where one of the pilots had a picture of him, and flies off the other direction. And as he flies, he's hoping, he says,
Millie, all right, put in the jump coordinates and let's get out of here. We're gonna roll, everybody, to see if we're able to actually succeed at this. This is our moment. This is our space. Can we do it? We're now in the atmosphere. Roll. Strong hit with a match, everybody. Strong hit with a match. This is finishing the scene. And on a strong hit, you achieve your objective unconditionally, but we got a match, which means we should get an opportunity. We should get something cool, right? We should get something cool because we just had a strong hit with a match. Something really neat should happen to us. What's it going to be? We succeeded in that. And I feel like there's an oracle for this. There's an oracle for this, and that oracle is, what is it? It is, let's see. It's about our expedition, because we're on an expedition right now. Let's find it, because we got something really, really good. Oh, hey, by the way, I didn't take my bonus for taking a break. When you come back from a break, you get a bonus, and we're going to have to take it, because we didn't do it. Make a discovery, right? This is what we get. We're going to get a discovery. So let's roll as we're getting out of here for our discovery. A place of awe-inspiring beauty. Ooh. Okay. When you first experience or engage with this discovery, you and your allies may mark 2 ticks on your discovery's legacy track. Okay, this is what this is going to look like. Are you ready? We need this. This is what we need. I think this is what we need, because this is going to be something epic. No, I want this. Here, hold on. Space. Here. Crash Jones.
Crash Jones, piloting the Francine, moves off into space, agilely slipping by all of the sensors. And as they move, they see a strange portal, large and giant, like an aurora borealis. and it is full of colors, iridescent greens and blues and reds. It looks almost like a mirage, like some sort of intergalactic dream. And Crash says,
We shouldn't go into jump space. We should go through that. That, I think, will be the key. The key to making it to the Library of the Dead.
and this beautiful thing stands within inside the jump masking of this strange and unknown and unmarked sun. And they move towards it.
Let us mark 2 ticks on our Discovery Legacy track. And it is going, here, Wesley, Crash Jones, 2 ticks on our discoveries. Boom, boom. And we're going to have to put it in, we'll put it in our map that we've discovered this thing. It's an anomaly, and it is here. And this thing is, what have we discovered? We discovered, we'll add like an anomaly in there. And they move through it. This is when we need to undertake an expedition to move through this mysterious gate. Where are we at, by the way, with our challenge? With getting to the Library of the Dead? We are close. We're at 7. We were trying to end the scene. Okay, we didn't get any help with that. Do we... It's the Bermuda Borealis. Yes, it's the Bermuda Borealis. That's what it is. It's the Bermuda Borealis. It's the Bermuda Borealis. Yes. 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 I need to write that down right now in our notes. Right here. Bermuda Borealis. Everyone, we have a choice. We have 7 on our expedition. We could try to end it now, or we could try to explore one more time. 7 is a tricky number. And I would feel better if we did one more. I would feel better if we did one more, but we've had such trouble. What do we do? You know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna try to finish our expedition. We're gonna roll the challenge dice. Man, if we miss though, it'll be really bad. Okay. Okay. We are going to try. We're going to go through this Bermuda Borealis and see if this will bring us to the Library of the Dead. This is dangerous. We don't get any help. And we don't know what it'll mean. Everyone, here we go.
Crash Jones goes full throttle, bringing an injured Francine towards the Bermuda Borealis. And there they go, flying through the strange and mysterious phenomenon. And what do they find? What will happen to our friend?
It's a strong hit with a match, everyone. It is a strong hit with a match. Okay, so And the only reason why actually is because we have a +1 bonus. We have it would have, because I added the +2, which I shouldn't have done, but I realized I do get the +1 because we didn't use our break bonus. We get a +1 from our break. But that's a progress move. Actually, no, I think this is a matched fail. Wait, no, I just rolled it right now, but it's a fail. It's a matched fail, and everything has gone the worst way ever. So just for the record, we just rolled it, and everything is bad because I accidentally added a +2 for, I didn't, wait. No, wait, no, that's fine. No, that's not it. It's this one up here. Wait, no, we're fine. We're fine. Because I rolled a 7 versus a 3 and a 5. It is a strong hit. Here, wait, here. We're good. We're good, everybody. That's the roll right there. Right there. It's a strong hit, but it is not a match. We are okay. We are fine. Okay. You're right. So we're good. When you roll the challenge die, you roll it on this thing, not on the little roll box. So we did succeed. We are fine. We didn't do a bad thing. The bad thing's not bad. It's okay. I thought we had all the badness, but we didn't. We're okay. Because the roll is this one right here. We rolled a 7 versus, it's a 7 versus the 3 and the 5, so we're okay. I looked at the wrong thing. We're okay. Okay. We finished the expedition. Nothing bad has happened. On a strong hit, you reach your destination and complete your survey. Mark a reward on your Discovery's legacy box. Legacy track per the expedition's rank. And this was a formidable. So we get to have 1 box. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Okay. Wesley Jones gets to have 1 box on Discoveries, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, okay. There. Great. Oh, goodness. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Okay. Right. Weak hit on a miss. That's great. So, everybody adding some... Hey! We filled up an entire checkbox in our legacy track, which means we get XP. Right? Which means we get XP, which means we can get Starbeam Chocolate Milk as an asset. Just putting it out there. Crash Jones flies through the Bermuda Borealis. And on the other side, when everything clears, they find themselves somewhere else. And what they see before them is the Library of the Dead. What does it look like? And what else shall they find when they get there? Tune in next week to Crash Jones and the Library of the Dead to find out what mysteries await them. Actually, I know what it looks like. The Library of the Dead looks like an ancient Greek. It's in a photograph. There's like a small planetoid with a very impossibly large columned ancient building. The steps are giant. It seems as if this place were made for titans. So large is this ancient place that you can fly through it and land upon it in your ship, Francine. And with that, our heroes fly towards this amazingly strange Library of the Dead. Where they are, and how to reach this place again, well, we shall find out the mysteries next week on Crash Jones, Space Adventurer, and the Library of the Dead. I can't believe that, everybody. This is amazing. Amazing. I've got to turn off our space music. I cannot believe we did it. 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 I can't. We did it. I can't believe we did it. We did it. Okay, so everybody, we have to end the session for today. We have things to do. We have things to do. So we have to end our session. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I don't know if you noticed, but in the I have a there's this big ancient temple complex, right? That I've taken, and that's going to be what the do you remember in Lord of the Rings when they were on the river, whatever it was, and there was those giant, massively huge, giant statues that were like super, super tall that dwarf them? It's like that, right? It's the temple is like this massively huge, giant temple that's like I don't know, 1,000 feet tall or something, you know what I mean? And it's this massive temple that's on this small planetoid, and you can see the temple as you're flying in towards it. It's that massive, and that's the place where they're going. So we have ended a session. We need to decide what happens here. We need to see if we've reached any milestones or developed ties to a connection. And I feel like we have done all of those things. Let's start with making ties, developing our relationship. Did we develop our relationship? Let's see. I can't, oh. Swear a vow to undertake a perilous quest in their service. Yes, we did do that for Merrick, which means we can develop our relationship with Merrick. Merrick over here, who's over at porn. He's dangerous, which gives us we get to mark progress. So we give him 2 more clicks for him. We're getting closer to Merrick. And I think we have definitely shared a profound moment with Millie. I think we definitely also we also overcame a test of our relationship. So we get to mark progress on Millie as well, but Millie is a bond now rather than a connection. So that means if you already share a bond with the connection, do not mark progress. Instead, roll their rank to learn the impact of your legacy. I cleared her rank, didn't I? No, roll her rank, which is dangerous. A strong hit. Oh, see, sorry, we were up. You already do not mark progress. Instead, roll their rank to learn the impact on your legacy. Wait. Roll their rank. Their rank. Their rank. Hold on. Hold on. Let me just check it out. We'll see what it says, because that will help us out. Because I actually accidentally cleared her thing. So NPCs, they have a significant mechanical attribute, their rank, to up their relative scale and abilities, but do not roll for them. So, okay, right. But what is her rank? Oh, dangerous. So she's dangerous, right? So we roll her rank, right? So let me see. I'm going to just look for, what page is that? That's page 164. Let's see what it says. So I want to do this right. Developing your relationship. If you have already bond with connection, you no longer have a progress tracker associated with them. Nope. Instead of marking progress, make an action roll using the connection's rank. A success. Oh, okay. So I think what happens is if I just do an action roll using their rank. Great. Okay, so she is dangerous, so her rank is a +2. So I got this. I roll this. We roll other, and that other is a +2 because she is dangerous, right? So yeah, instead of marking progress, make an action roll. Yes. So let's see how this goes. Let's roll this in a way that you can see it. Let's roll it. Roll. We missed. On a miss, we get no benefit from our dear buddy. And I don't think I have any other companions for that moment. So okay, this happens so infrequently. I had to look it up. Yeah, but I got it. So okay, we did not get any bonuses from our buddy, but that's all right. Maybe next time. But we have a bond with her, so now we have to decide if we've made any milestones. And I feel like we did. I think that to end our session, we need to decide if this happens. Let's see. Reach a milestone. Let's check it out. Let's look at our challenges, shall we? Vows. Bring some verdant to Merrick Velez. No. Receive the mysterious book of the damned for Millie Belloq. Yes. Finding the library is definitely going to help us with that vow. So that's going to give us 2 ticks. Rescue Dreadliege Dalton? No. Aid Dreadliege Dalton on getting back his leadership? No. Vow to form an iron sword? No, we actually have to get the cold iron first. Find the true lost and noble Sindalian heir. We already got that earlier. Capture the captain? No. Find the library of the dead? Yes. But we already marked that, right? We already did that. We already found it. That's it. We did that. It's found. It's done. So I believe that's it, right? Yes. And for our other things, we've got our legacy tracks, but we've not. Hey, we got a new bond. We got a new bond, by the way. I feel like we did not mark our legacy track for that. Bolster influence and weak hit on a miss. When compare your progress. Strong hit bond. Mark reward on your bond's legacy track as per the connection's rank, which is yes. We got dangerous is 2 ticks. Yes, 2 ticks for dangerous. So we have 2 ticks there. We've got our discoveries actions in there. We have a bunch of XP. We can get a brand new. So look, we can get a brand new asset, which would be some Starbeam Chocolate Milk as an asset, which costs 3. Or we could get an advanced asset. We can like get an extra tick in one of our currently existing assets, which I would love to do. However, we probably just have to get Starbeam Chocolate Milk. That's probably a thing we have to do, just for the record. Gosh, so to finish ending it, if there's a quest, which there is, connection or other situation we'd like to get focus on in your next session, make a note of it and take 1 momentum. So I think what we should go and do and focus on for next time is, I think we should focus on finding the book, right? I think the thing that we need to do is, I think we need to find the book, right? We have to find it. Yeah, I think that's what we have to concentrate on. We've got to like navigate the Library of the Dead to find the book. That's what I think. So that's what we're going to focus on. And because we have focused on that, we're going to get 1 more momentum, which will bring us to 8 momentum. Yes. I think the sponsor wants you to get that Starbeam Chocolate Milk. I think the sponsor wants that too. So I think we're going to have to get Starbeam Chocolate Milk as an asset. I just think what we're going to have to do. That's our life. And that's our session, everyone. So, all of you space adventurers, join us next week, same space time, same space channel, as Crash Jones and Millie Belloq and Emerald make their way into the Library of the Dead. Will they be able to find the Book of the Damned
that Millie Belloq wants so badly? What is in that book? Will they be able to find the star charts? Will Millie Belloq will let them know, will let Crash know exactly where to find that cold iron from Terra to forge his blade? Find out next week on Crash Jones, Space Adventurer and the Library of the Dead.
Oh my goodness. So that was amazing. Thank you everybody for sticking out with me. I am so excited. We did it. And of course, Prax asks the most important question. Will they get out of the library again? This is the question. So we did so much daring do, and we have to, okay, look, I'm just gonna so here's what I'm thinking. Next week, they've got a couple of challenges. They've got to find out, and we're gonna make the Library of the Dead is gonna be a vault. We're gonna treat this like a vault, because I think it has to be a vault, right? That's just what it has to be. So we're going to have to go and explore the vault, which is the Library of the Dead. They're going to have to find the Book of the Damned and the star charts and then get out, right? That's what's going to happen. So next week, we're going to treat this as a vault exploration. And if we are successful, we're going to do that. We're going to do a vault next week. It's going to be a vault. And I don't even know what to say. I'm so excited. They've got to get in there. They've got to get the Book of the Damned. They've got to find out what this library is. They've got to hope that whatever kind of weirdnesses that's been going on does not manifest in some terrible way. They've got to figure out the mystery of the vault. They've got to get the stuff. They've got to get out. And then Crash Jones has got to make his sword. And yeah. The library is a pyramid temple to Anubis-like figure. The library is, when I go into credits, you're going to see I hope you'll see it. Maybe you won't. I can't remember now. I know what it is. There's a, hold on, where is it? Let me see. Studio mode. If I go to studio mode, then I can show you. Hold on, let me see. Is it? Yes. Okay, so I got it. When we go to studio mode, you will see the temple that is the Library of the Dead. But you have to imagine it being like 1,000 feet tall, right? So I want you to see it, and that's gonna be the place we're gonna go next week. And it's going to be a vault that we're going to explore. And I hope we can get the secrets that we need so that we can get out, and then get out, because there'll be dangers. And that's what we're going to do. And if we can do that, then maybe we will finish the Library of the Dead with only a few new mysteries coming up. I don't know. But we've also learned that the lost heir to the Sindalian throne is Amelia Earhart, which I'm so excited about. Okay. I'm so excited. Okay. Oh, cool. That's what we're going to do, everybody. So thank you for being here. I want to thank everyone for being here. I especially want to thank our sponsors, KY Hawkeye and Will and TW, who are on our sponsor tier in Patreon, who help make this place run, hum, and roll. But I also have, at this moment, for reasons, I've got, let me just check to see if we had any messages coming in. Did we get any messages come in? See if we got any tips or bits. Today we got no tips or bits, but we had a brand new follow. Thank you, new follower, and thanks for the resubs. So that's very exciting. Thank you. And let's see. You can find me. Today is Friday. You can find me tomorrow at noon, where I'll be playing The Outer Worlds on my channel. I'm going to take my bike ride first. Sunday at 8 p.m. over at Praxagor the Smoforius channel will be the first episode of Arc 2 of Carousel Court, which is her Southern Gothic urban fantasy game, and we're picking up in 1965, and we're going to see what kind of changes are happening in the world and the universe, so please stop by and see that. That'll be great. Monday at 8:30 p.m. over at Wandering DM's channel will be Vampire the Masquerade Montreal by Night interlude. I will not be on it, but I'll be watching, and you should definitely watch as well. And then you can find me here on my channel on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern for more the Disco Elysium. Those are all the places you can find me and all the things that I'm doing. That said, let us see if there's anyone that we should raid. I also have the Patreon, which is over at Academic Foxhole, if you want to go and help support the show. And also, I've got what else do I have? You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do the pre-rolls. Silly me. We also have got a Discord you should join. You can find me here at Trooper SJP on Twitch and also YouTube, and Academic Foxhole. Trooper SJ also on Blue Sky, and Academic Foxhole on Twitter and the Twitter and the, Patreon. Okay, yes. So my question is, who should we? Do we have raiders? Do we have people we should raid? Um, I don't know who's up right now. I'd love to give a raid to give some love to someone. We could go with Domestic Dan. Let's give some love to Domestic Dan. And that raid will start once we end our credits, because I want everybody to see the credits of all of our supporters and the people who are wonderful here. So thank you, everyone. This was epic. I don't know what's going to happen next, but whatever's going to happen next, it's going to, well, we're careening towards the end of this serial. Let's find out what happens. I feel like we're not going to rescue Dreadleash Dalton just yet. We're going to have to do that, everyone. All right. Thank you so much. I will catch you on the flip side, and we will do a raid once we get done with our credits. Bye, everyone.